Hi guys! I was just chatting with most of you over in Coach J Pop stream, so welcome to mine now. Coach and I did plan that ahead of time, by the way, doing the stream side by side. I always forget to mute my second computer whenever I start the stream. Such a bad habit. So hey, how's it going, guys? Sorry about all the teasers and whatnot we're pulling in there. And actually, I was so immersed in Coach's stream. He's like, "Oh, Red stream starting soon." I just went, shit. I actually didn't have any of my programs open. I had my main computer up on Twitch and I was watching him there and I was just kind of messing around on my phone and my iPad and I was doing some text and then I was like, so I had to open my broadcast software and I had to open my laptop and I had to get all my charger cords ready and I just I don't know. I've been watching Coach, with you guys for a while, and as I was telling him, I just did my most of the way through his stream. So I don't know. I just wasn't prepared. So hey sis, hey Mongolian, hey Nash, hey Texas, hey Dopesh. Nice to see you guys. So today I wanted to have a very specific. Ooh, look, Tiffany, Texas, you naughty boy. I wanted to talk about. Oh, I love me some Riot. Talk about some Dragon rosters and talk about the importance of a diverse roster and a couple of things along those lines. So, thanks to the Ryu attack, boo. I'll super shut the storm just for fun. Red, you should stream together sometime. Coach, that would be a good time. It'd be really weird, because Coach doesn't do a video and I do a video, so we have to get Coach cleaned up and get him streaming with a video because that would be more fun. I know Coach showered today, so it's not like he's not looking as sharpest and his his little dapper self over there. Oh, you guys crack me up. Absolutely crack me up. So, I haven't played since early this morning, so let's see what we got going on over here. My main does have... Oh, gosh. Thanks for hosting, Coach. So, I haven't logged in a bit, so you'll see some things going on as I catch up with my missions and whatnot. I haven't logged in since about 6:30 my time, so now we're at 11. Cleaned up. Is he a hairpiece? No! I'm just meaning I know he showered today, and I'm sure he takes care of himself, because he's a doll, so... Anyway... Let's talk Dragon rosters, guys, and let's talk Dragon classes and different things like this. I do want to preface this with where my point of view is coming from. So, as those of you who hang out with me all the time know, I do have two different main accounts that I fly. So, if we take a look at my team here, this is Rulith. This is my team. Love, love, love these peoples. So the 257 leader there, that is my main account. And then we can see on the main screen here, the 138 is my alt account. So just to give you the perspective there of a leader, we are in Sapphire 1 right now, but we are moving up to Diamond 2, it looks like next week. We kind of do what we do. So just keep in mind my perspectives. I have been playing War Dragons for 2 years, going on 2.5 years this fall. So very much a long-time player, primarily a free player. So thank you, Cueball, for the follow, sweetheart. So just keep in mind my perspective and keep in mind the reason I give the advice that I give is because... I've typically made a lot of the mistakes I'm trying to help people avoid. I've been underpowered for my level. I have been with the crappiest dragons ever. I've built a long base on my original account, had to adjust and try to fix it. I have been the highest level on my team. I've been the lowest level on my team. Obviously been the leader of a team. My alts have, well, I have multiple accounts. My alts have been members on other teams as well as members on Rulith. So I've kind of had a lot of different experiences. I would say the one thing I haven't experienced really is the new league restructure and being in leagues below Sapphire in this current league restructure. So again, I've been in Sapphire above for the past year and a half at least. I've been in Diamond, blah, 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 blah. So lots of experiences going on here. And my preference for the game, thank you for the follow. My preference for the game is to have fun, to feel good about myself, and not let this be a source of stress. One of the biggest sources of stress I find is being underpowered for my level. So I really promote the opposite gameplay. I promote my team to be very overpowered dragon-wise, and I try to do the same for my own account when I can. What this means is focusing on a roster. So I want to talk about dragon types super quickly here. So let's actually do this in the den. I think we could see a little bit better. So let's talk about the different dragon types. We have hunters, which are the tap attacks, warriors, which are the hold flamethrower attacks, and sorcerers are the swipe attacks. Hey, Bolt! So we all should be pretty comfortable and familiar that there are 3 different types of dragons. I will give you my perspective on the strengths and weaknesses of the types so I can kind of explain things a little bit more. Hey, Kaylee. So hunters are this fast tap dragon, and I typically refer to them as a glass cannon. What I mean by that is they can deal a lot of damage really, really fast because of those taps, but they can't take a lot of damage. So you really have to watch out. When you're flying a hunter, your goal needs to be to avoid taking damage. That could be using spells like Cloak to just not be seen. It could be using different types of shields. It could be using different types of stun attacks like Lockdown or Sand, or it could be flat out destroying the towers ASAP so that way they don't have a chance to fire and hit you. So hunters really have to avoid taking damage. If we take a look at warriors here, warriors are definitely our tank class here. Tank class, meaning they can take a lot of hit and a lot of damage, and they have really high health, but the downfall is their slow attacks and their inability to deal fast damage. So a good warrior would have things that increase its tank ability, so have more health, so healing, have shields to avoid taking damage, but then also to make up for its major weakness, so deal more damage. So in the current season we have Zamorak that has Superheated Breath, which is a white spell, allows our warrior to deal more damage. So typically warriors that only have defensive abilities are not good for really high level gameplay. So flying warriors is definitely the easiest class to fly, and there's nothing wrong with loving this class, but you have to recognize their limitations when it comes to flying. And then we have sorcerers. Sorcerers are entirely reliant on their spells. So if you have a sorcerer that has bad spells, it's a bad sorcerer. If you have a sorcerer that has great spells, it's a good one. So the first good sorcerer that we get is Kanara, the very old traditional dragon. This is a dragon that carried a lot of players back in my day and still carries a lot of players. So keep in mind that it's all about the spells. So if we take a look at our very first good sorcerer here, we have Chain Lightning, Summon Warrior, and Storm Resist. These are great spells for early levels before you can build a lot of mage towers, especially before you're seeing a lot of mage towers. And that's one thing that made Kanara great, is you weren't coming against the towers that could actually counter her. But let's give an example of a terrible sorcerer, shall we? So let's pull up Munin. So Munin has pros and cons, but Munin is one of the first good sorcerers that is really highly debated. Dopesh says, I would like to breed more often. 1 time every 4 weeks is okay, but then you have to play so slow during the event to really make progress. Oh, play so much during the event to really make progress. For sure. Like I said, there's always pros and cons. For my teammates, I recommend that if it is a breed that is under 20,000, they breed outside of the event, and if it's a breed over that, they breed inside the event. So, granted, that's from the perspective that all of my members now are breeding Sapphire and above dragons, so that means that their low breeds, those 20,000, are back breeds, and their high breeds are over 100,000 apiece. So if we take a look at Munin spells, the reason why I don't think Munin was as effective, we have Elemental Mayhem, Reverse Projectiles, Freeze, and Storm Resist. One of the hardest parts about Munin here is he has no blue spells, which means if you're flying against a base that has red mage towers, as soon as you're hit with a red mage and lose your mage, or lose your rage from it, or if you just see a red mage in general, this dragon's just going to die. It relies on its spells. So you really need a dragon with better spells. So if we take a look at a better one, let's take a look in Platinum tier at Kelvin, who is a fantastic sorcerer. I love the little armor stuff completely. take a look here. The reason that makes Kelvin better is he has Spellflex. He has the ability to get rid of mage towers that are really going to stop him. And Spellflex first target is always red mages. So all you have to do is hit Spellflex to get rid of the red mage, and then you can cast Frozen Tomb, which is similar to Freeze plus a shield, or Invert to get the projectiles back at them. So those are 3 types of dragons, and they all have completely different uses. At the high level gameplay, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Warriors are trash at the high level gameplay. What I mean by that is once you start to hit Sapphire tier and then into Garnet, without a doubt, the Warriors become the worst class without a doubt in mind. The reason is they simply can't deal damage to take down the high level towers that we see in the higher tiers and at the higher levels. So Mongolian says, I'm currently breeding every 8 weeks. Oh, the Sapphire wall, it sucks. I feel you. I feel you so much. Texas says Ursa and man? Not sure what you mean. Man, this event and next. Oh, yeah. Twilight says, hey, Red, where are the blueberries? They're right here. I have blueberries, Twilight. I promise. So, let's talk about a diverse roster. Again, we're currently looking at my alt account 138. You can see that this account really heavily favors hunters because that is my favorite class. So in the hunter class here, I have Nightshade, Aster, Sekhem, Snowdrop, and Howzit. All of those are in Sapphire tier above, and Howzit is a mythic. For my sorcerers on the rest, you can see I have 2. I have Tengu and Itaru, or Itarpu, because he's not very good. And then my 2 warriors, I have Zamorak and Scourgehill. So even though I'm very notorious to dislike warriors, you can see that I still have some on my roster because they definitely have uses. Sorcerers as well. Tengu is my favorite choice. Itaru is a little So you can tell that my roster is pretty weak in sorcerers right now, so I'm going to really make sure that I'm paying more attention next season and maybe get a chance to get the sorcerer. So, Red, why do we need a diverse roster? Why can't I just pick the class that I love? Why can't I just fly the things that are fun? And that's because flying the class you love isn't always the fun part. For me, beating a base is the fun part. Hunters will give you the most versatility out of any dragon. So those of you that hung out with us and watched me fly on the Assault event with this account saw that my 138 account cleared all 3 of the level 300 bases on the Assault and even did quite a bit of damage on the level 400 base. And the only way I was able to do that is because I have all these Hunters. Hunters because they're glass cannon abilities, and then Hunters the ability to do high damage, and then if you have a Hunter that has great spells, you're really going to be able to do some significant damage. So what I was doing is I was leading with Howzit, who was avoiding damage with his time shift ability and sanding things, and then following with Sekhem to sand more things. And if you're not familiar with the Sandstorm spell here, it is Desiccating Sand. It is a white spell. It's basically lockdown, so it deals a little bit of damage and then keeps the tower from attacking. So I was hitting these bases and making sure nothing could attack me, and then following up with Nightshade here, and Nightshade could deal damage even to level 45 towers and above because of Crumble to Dust. So Crumble to Dust, the first cast weakens the towers, the second cast completely destroys them, no matter their level. So Hunters really have a lot more versatility. And if I fly with Warriors here, they just can't deal damage to high level towers, and even though they are a tank class, a Hunter that is, or a Warrior that's in Sapphire tier is not going to be able to tank very well against level 45 and above towers because it simply can't take that much damage. It can take okay damage at my own level, but it has very much a limitation at the high. And the sorcerers, of course, because of that slow attack, means they can't get that spell off fast enough in order to avoid taking damage coming in from these high level towers. Mongolian says, any tips on learning to fly Sek? I just got him to level 10 and having big troubles with the sand spell. Generally, I'm not too bad with hunters, e.g. Aster and Rizzer. Sure, Mongolian, we'll fly Sekhem just a little bit. Q-Ball is asking, where's Borgian? So on my alt account, because of the roster I have, I made the choice not to get Borgian. I was really lacking in warriors and sorcerers this event, and because Borgian, while is a fantastic dragon, I got him on my main account, my roster just really needed a little bit of extra oomph, and I liked Zamorak's ability to dodge made super shots, so I wanted to have that versatility on my roster. But again, he is on my main account. I love Borgian. Those of you who watch me fly know how much I love him. He's ruined out to the shits, and he is just fucking amazing dragon. But I do think Zamorak has a lot of pros too, and Kanaris as well. Kanaris is also a good dragon, but they all have different uses. So Borgian, if you guys aren't familiar with his spells, he does have Healing Mark and basically a White Chain Lightning, which is called Thunderbolt, and then he has Cloak and Ice Resist. Is that right? Or something Resist. I forget now. So he does really well staying alive because of Cloak and Healing Mark, especially with runes. Kanaris is really good for cleaning up bases as soon as mage towers are gone, or for basic raids if you're not hitting defenders. But as soon as you hit a base that has defenders, Kanaris is going to drop, because once you take her rage away, she can't cast spells and she's not going to stay alive, even with that Dodo Guardian. And Zamorak, again, I love because of his ability to avoid mage super shots with Mystic Winds, which is a white wind wall that also deflects mage super shots, which is fantastic. He can deal extra damage, which is really needed for a warrior with Superheated Breath. Northern Lights is an invincibility shield, makes him a better tank, but it also leaves rage marks behind that I can pick up, so I can keep using Superheated Breath and then Ice Turret Resist. So let's go fly Sekhem a little bit for Mongolian and see what we can do. So again, this is 138. All of my dragons except for Hausa and Zamorak are capped for my level, by my den, and not because my divines say, oh, you need this level to breathe. They're purely capped by my den level, so something else to keep in mind there. Okie dokie. So let's go take a look. I'm 138, and I typically like to hit well over my level because I think that's the best way to practice. Let's take a look at this base here. So this is 100 levels, just under 100 levels over mine, and we can see here that we might struggle. So we're going to fly Sekhem here. If you guys aren't familiar with Sekhem's spells here, we have Sacrifice to gain rage, Steel Essence, Desiccating Sand, which is, again, a white lockdown, and then Fire Turret Resist. Resist spells do mean that you're taking 70% less damage from those towers in particular. So I'm really glad that we got that statistic. It is 70% of the damage is gone. So that is really fantastic, especially against all these bases that have a lot of fire turrets. If you're not familiar with Steel Essence, the first Steel Essence dragon that you get is in gold tier. That is Yursanu. Yursanu is a lot of fun. Steel Essence is a passive spell. So any spell that is gold means that you can't tap it to use it. The way Steel Essence works is when you attack a tower, when the passive little gold claw is there, you're going to steal the essence from the tower. So, meaning you get a little bit of health from it, you get a little bit of rage, but you also get a spell. So if I were to destroy things like a storm tower while Steel Essence is up, then I actually get Invincibility Shield. And I keep Invincibility Shield until I use it, and then it turns back into the passive spell, Steel Essence. So that is the way Steel Essence works. Each tower gives a different spell. If you're not familiar with it yet, you're going to love Steel Essence. It is one of my faves. So let's take a look at this base. Unfortunately, we don't see a lot of fire turrets, which isn't great for Sekhem. So looking at this base, it's a little iffy. Texas said, oh, how PG talked about level 60 towers to stop Obsidian. Yeah, I'm really hoping that was a typo, because going 50 to 60 is really excessive, especially for clocks. I don't know what they're doing, so I'm really concerned about that. We'll see. We'll see how things go. You guys know I'm not max tier, and I'm definitely not max level, so that's not really within my realm of possibility, but I know a lot of people are concerned about that. The timer requirements are ridiculous, are absolutely ridiculous. Just in the 40s, let alone if you have to go 50 to 60, that's nuts. We're talking, well over a month per tower. Okay, so Coach says, so I heard your favorite dragon is Kanaris, Red. So if you guys weren't on Coach J Pop stream, we were talking a little bit about that. Kanaris is a fine dragon. Like I said, has a lot of uses as a sorcerer, and definitely a good sorcerer at that. But it's not an overpowered dragon, and is not the be-all best dragon on the planet. And the simple fact is, if you steal its rage, it's gone. For my lovely long-term followers, you guys see how I love to shoot down Tony's Expert Kanaris on my non-maxed base all the time. So it just proves to show you that any dragon does have a weakness, so just be aware that those dragons do have a weakness. And I'm also going to tell you the honest-to-God fact is that warriors do not do as well at high levels. So there is a shifting point. So at the beginning of the game, I think that warriors are better than hunters because hunters don't have enough spells to avoid damage, like I said, and hunters are a tank and it's really easy naturally. But as it shifts, I would say in green tier and platinum tier is where the shift happens, and hunters go from being like kind of the class, and they really take over to become the best class by the end of Sapphire with Rizar and with Etna green and with Whaelnar and Consurgens and golds. And then once you get to Sapphire after platinum, it's no contest. You know, my Sekhem is way stronger and can do way more damage and way better than my Scorchil, even though the same level, same tier, and it really comes down to the thing. Teasers. Is there a way to research the resists? Is that what you're saying? I think so. I think you can increase your different resists in the Hall of Research, but we can take a look. Hey, Aid. Eris said, yeah, I use Sage a lot now, but not so much since it's harder to clear bases 80+. Yeah. So like I said, Sage was a great dragon for lower levels. I have a really good friend that is on Tony's team in Arya. If you guys are looking for really high activity team with a really dedicated high-level leader, check out Arya. Tony Wren is the leader there. He's Love Santa Monica here. But my low-level friend, I think he's in the 50s now, I recommend that he actually gets Sage. Me, someone that doesn't like warriors, recommended he gets Sage because of his uses at lower levels. But like I said, be careful of that shift because it does happen and it is real. That's not an opinion thing. That's a thing. So watch out for dragon spells and don't just rely on the class. So let's use Sekhem here. So our goal is going to be avoid taking damage, and we're going to try to keep as much rage as we can, even though we do have sacrifice. So coming up here, what I'm going to try to do first is sand the flax so it doesn't hit me, and then take out the storm tower, then the blue mage, hopefully, so I can pick up invincibility shields, go around the corner, sand the blue, throw up invincibility shield, sand a bunch of stuff, and then see what we can do with damage-wise. I am not against using more than one dragon. I'm typically a 2-dragon flyer if I can be, so let's see how we can go here. Hunters do take a lot of practice, and I would definitely say it's worth spending a lot of time with your dragons just so you can understand them. I'm going to throw in a lightning resist just for shits and giggles because we are hitting 200 or 100 levels above us. Let's see how this goes. I'm not bringing my main, guys. This is just my ult, so this is a 138. Doop-a-doop. So they have a fire flag out front. Not quite sure why, but there we go. I did pick up Havoc. We're going to be able to use Havoc actually right at the start of the island, so I don't think I'm going to be able to pick up invincibility unless I'm not super careful. So there is a sweet spot that you can cast blue spells right ahead of time, which is what I'm going to do, like you can see there. Okay, I didn't get the spells I wanted, but that is okay. Let's sand the blue and the flag. How many levels did I level up this event? I leveled up 0 levels on my alt here. Oh, shoot. Ah, that didn't go very well now, did it? So we have no rage, which is going to be a problem, so let's use Nightshade here. Because he has really low-cost rage spells, which is wonderful. And we can invert that so we don't lose any more rage. Come on, come on, come on. Ah, I thought I could get it in time. That's okay. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Like I said, this is 100 levels above us. We'll go down and try some different levels. But as you can see here with Sekhem's abilities, what I've done is definitely tried to sand things to set up for the next dragon. Oh, I didn't get that fire turret. So the sand allows us to slow ourselves down for the next dragons and not get hit by these higher level towers. The best example of the dragon with the sand ability is Howzit. But I do love Sekhem because he has a lot of uses. Definitely not a be-all, end-all. And that comes back to what I said about the diverse roster. I probably shouldn't have used Sekhem as my lead on that base. Just seeing the minimalization of the fire turrets there, which was my resist. The lots of mages for the things I wanted to use, etc., etc. But whatevs. Things are as things are, right? But we at least got the 70 across the line. So it really makes a difference on what the base looks like. So now let's look at some bases and talk about which dragons we're going to pick to actively lead. And I'll try to poke back at Sekhem and talk a little bit more about his sand spell later if it comes up. But we're just kind of raiding and hunting for the team and seeing how well we can do. So I'm going to dump some food and wood to my main really quick here, just so we don't lose anything while we're hunting and attacking. So remember, I've had Sekhem since I was level 110, I think is when I hatched him for the first time. Brief shout out for team. This is Tony's account on Arya. Again, if you're interested, Tony is a lot of fun. He's a sweetheart. He's always really exciting to speak with. So give him a go. Let's go hit some bases. Mr. Floofyfoot said you should quit freeze spells. They're amazing hunters. I agree, especially since they changed how freeze spells work in the past couple of months. I really love them. Gaza says, why does real life get in the way of a good stream? Well, I have to run for a while. Have fun. See you later, Gaza. Have a good time. Texas, you're killing me. Evasion. Oh gosh, if we ever get evasion fixed to where it's not the shittiest spells in the game, I have so many evasion runes, it's not even funny. Or if we could just change evasion runes into something else, I'd be so happy, because I have way too many. Let's look at another base here. So 208, this is a long base, would make it easy. So long bases are bad. Also not an opinion thing, that's a fact thing. Long bases are bad. If you see someone that has their entire base out and it's not all maxed and not level 45s and aboves, it's a bad base. Just flat out. I would rather hit a full base of 45s than a short and a half of a base with 50s, without a doubt in my mind. So, Drupak says, I got a legendary Battlecry rune today. I would take a Battlecry over my evasion runes. So let's switch. You can have my evasion runes, and I'm gonna take your Battlecry. I don't have anything for it, but yeah, there's no red on the Long Island, which is a really weak point there. Everything's a pretty moderate level. So if you guys are familiar with my alt space, my alt's max tower right now is 35. And we can see this player who is several levels above me does not have anything even at 35. Do you guys see any 35s? Oh, I see a 35 there. So you can tell already that there's some really big weaknesses going on. And leave Druid without runes, Dupac says? Yeah. I could still, like, max out Druid with legendary and epic evasion runes, and I'd still have leftovers. One mage per island? Yeah, pretty much, except for that very first bit. This, guys, is going to be a little bit of a piece of cake. So, first thing to look at is the lack of red mages, which means we want to see if we can get something to really take care of those and freeze them right away, etc. So our options could be using a dragon like Nightshade, who has natural red spells. We could use a dragon with Steel Essence like Aster or Sekhem that can pick up and create red spells. Or we could use Howzit. But with a base that has this many blues, Howzit doesn't do as well, even though he does have a red spell. So I typically like to save him for bases that have a little bit more. So let's see. We could... So since cannons right away... Mythic Poison Resist tops them all. Hey, at least I could put a Mythic Poison Resist on, like, Desi, so at least I can put it on a dragon. For this base, I'm actually going to say Nightshade is going to be the best lead. If anyone is out there in chat, the 30 of you who are out there, can anyone tell me why Nightshade would be the best lead of my dragons? So let's take a look at my dragons. So Nightshade has Invert, Cloak, Crumble to Dust, which again weakens towers. It's a red spell. Lightning Resist. We have Snowdrop, which is Cloak, Healing Mark, Crystalline Shield, and Ice Resist. We have Aster, who has Steel Essence, Cloak, Resurrect, and Ice Resist, and Sekhem, who has Sacrifice, Steel Essence, Sand, Fire, and then I had the Ice Resist equipped. Can somebody tell me who is the best dragon to lead here on this base? And if you have a guess, you can go ahead and just say the name. If you have a reason for it, just pick a dragon, and let's see what you guys think. So we need to be able to have red spells, either natural or pick them up. So Steel Essence or natural red spells. So what is going to be our best bet here? I'll give you guys a few seconds. If you weren't aware, I am several seconds ahead of you, almost a minute ahead. So you guys are seeing a delayed response. So right now I'm wasting time to give you guys a chance to do your thing. Sis said Shade because of Crumble. Texas said on a blue heavy mage base we need red spells for sure. Anyone else have a guess or an opinion on which dragon we should lead with? Like I said, we're looking at hunters first, because that is the majority of my base. I did say Nightshade has it, or we could use a dragon that has that can pick it up. Yeah, I kind of gave it away. So we're going to use Nightshade. And the reason actually we're going to use with Nightshade is, yeah, he has Crumble, but we're actually going to use him because of Invert. The very start of the base, if we don't get a defender, the AI is going to use the super shots as soon as it can, typically at the beginning of the base, or for some reason on these Mastery of Farms. So I would say Nightshade, because the very first island, except for if the fire turrets has the super shot, I can just invert for a single cost rage. I can push the projectiles away from me so they can't hit me. I won't lose any rage. The cannons can't hit me while I tap even the archer or the fire to take it down quickly. The next island still, I could just take out that red, focus my attacks on the ice, and invert everything else. The next island, we have a lot of lightning towers, which I have that resist, and then I can tap and take out the 2 turrets or the 2 flat cannons that are going to deal me the most damage. There's so many options here for Nightshade. I can do a lot of cloaking because there's no red-blue combinations. So Nightshade is really the best choice of my dragons. Coach, I'm so sorry you don't have Nightshade. Probably one of my top favorite dragons in the game. He's fantastic. So, enough blabbering here, Red. Let's go attack some shit. I'm going to bring my main just for shits and giggles because I want the LIXP here. So again, we're going to invert here. As soon as it's close to me, I'm inverting, tapping the things that are dealing the most damage. So already you can see I have full rage, which is fantastic. As soon as that fireball launches, I'm going to invert to avoid being hit by it and also deal damage back to it. So we have so much health already. We have so much rage. So it's a lot of fun. I love invert. Dino says, I got 2 legendary epic invert on Kelvin. Hey, that's awesome. I love that. So right now I was watching to see if the red was going to super shot. If it was, I was going to cloak and avoid that. On the next base, we know that there's no reds in the long. Pre-casting Crumble to get a little bit of extra rage while I take out the towers that can hurt me the most, which definitely includes the ice. I'm going to invert the fireball here, cast Crumble because I have so much rage. Invert the fireball again to avoid taking damage. Oh, Coach, that sucks. The fall season was a lot of fun, but fall is also when a lot of people made mistakes and got like every dragon, but not enough stones. So it was definitely a learning experience for a lot of people here. Alright, so I like Crumble to make sure the towers are dealing less damage. So ice turrets are definitely the weakest point for Nightshade. That's going to deal the most damage to me because I have no resist to it and I can't invert it, obviously. So take that into account. With zombie farms, I can always use double Crumble. So I'm using my taps further along while my rage finishes building up so I can double Crumble these things and not worry about high level farms. And what was this base? Like a 202? Something like that? Single hunter. So let's take a look at another base and see how we can pick dragons again. So our whole focus here is the reasons for having a diverse roster and talking about how hunters can really attack above their level and why that's possible. Zombie farms. They keep coming back to life. So they just go over and over and over and over again. They just heal. And it's obnoxious. So like a zombie comes back from the dead and everything. Dino says, same here, Coach. Didn't have enough time to get stones. Yeah, it sucks. So, Mr. Fluffyfoot says, Nightshade, every island only has one type of mage. Nightshade has both red and blue spells, and his invert can throw back fire at all this fire. Totally. 100%. So, you guys are so much fun. Let's go attack some more people. I love this. This is so much fun. So again, let's go up in the 200s. Again, your level doesn't mean that you have a good base. It just means that you have a level. That's really all it means. So don't assume someone knows what they're talking about just because they have a higher level. So this is a short base here, but it automatically has a bunch of issues because of the lack of red mages. So this wouldn't be a problem whatsoever. So I'm not going to hit this one because it's a little too weak for that. Mongolian says, a bit off topic. Does putting Arcane Striker and Mystic Striker, only made super shot damage, rune make any sense? Typically, maybe? I mean, if you don't have any other runes that you can put there, it can't hurt. So we can go take a look real quick actually at those runes, because I know I have some. So let's we want to do building, glyph, to buy rarity. So let's take a look. I know I have some epics in here. So an epic Arcane Striker. So red mage super shot damage plus 12%. So it's going to do a little bit more damage there. And lightning tower super shot. So that has that secondary bonus, which is nice. And if you have no other runes that you could put on the island, so maybe you're out of runes, maybe it's an island that has a lot of turrets, so you don't have any runes for those yet, things like that, would definitely be a good idea to put there. I don't think I have any legendary arcanes. Let's see. I have a lot of healing. Oh yeah, I do. Here's a Mystic Striker. So, like I said, I don't think it can hurt. So if you have it and you have the space for it, go ahead. Especially if it's on a lightning island. So if you have like a short island or a long island that has lightnings on it, these would be great things to put there. Texas says, attack my main. Sure. Texas, would you send, I don't know if you have already, send my main a message? I would really love that, and I'll come hit you. Sis says, if you have more than 100 runes, what happens? Jack shit, sis. That's what happens. Absolutely nothing. So on my alt, you can clearly see here, I have 519 runes, and that is unequipped runes. And then on my main, I have like 1,200. You just keep collecting. That 100 is completely arbitrary. It makes no difference. So, Texas, shoot me a message. I want to attack you. We'll have some fun. Because I know that you hit me on my alt, but I want you on my main, so that way it's just easier for me, because you guys know I'm lazy. Oh no, actually, no. Here, I'll hit you with my alt. What am I saying? Let's do this. Let's go. Attack Texas. It does get harder to find specific ones. So let's look at Texas here. Obviously well above my level. This is my 138. So automatic issues, we have Rage Drain, which is going to be a bitch, because I know Texas is going to defend. Those 41s up front are really going to hurt. So my option here is to need a sand shit and avoid losing Rage. So this is gonna be a bitch. So Drain Island, thumbs up, faux show. Oh, I want to use House It, but I haven't used House It's Maltese yet. Are you my max XP? Here, I'm going to bookmark you. If you're my max XP, I'll come hit you. But if you're not, I'm going to go use House It's Maltese first, because I want to hit you with How. So, let's go see if you're my max XP. So I added him to my bookmarks. Pulling my bookmarks back up. You can defend. That's okay. I like you enough. There you are. Oh, you're my max XP. Yep, I'll hit you. Okay. Let's see. To avoid getting hit by that 41, I think I'm going to use Summon Warrior as like a meat shield, so I can avoid getting that damage. Summon Warrior is one of my favorite equips to house it because of that reason, as like a meat shield. If I would say Death Gaze would be an okay one to take out. The flat cannon is not protected by his red mage, and so if I equip Death Gaze, I could get that down, but it'd be really dependent on the storm not being alive, because if the storm shields it at the wrong time. Let's see what I have available. So I have 8 Summon Warriors. Do I have any Death Gazes? No, I do not. So that means we're not going to use Death Gaze, doesn't it? I use like all of my spells for Assault. Yeah, let's use Summon Warrior. So we just got to be careful. If we can sand that first blue, we'll be fine, because then we can time shift a bit. And then we just have to watch out for the 41 on the small, and then the 2 41s in the back there. Okay. We got this. We got this. We got this. I'm bringing my main Texas just so I could get that XP at the very least, but we'll see how it goes. So with no defenders, the Rage Drain Island doesn't do as well, so let's see how this, we can get lucky. Blink just in case if I needed to. Get the sand ready. We're going to sand the blue, and then we're going to actually time shift. We're going to save that summon if we can. So as soon as I'm down there. Go back. Whee! So I sanded most of the higher level things. I knew that those weren't a super high level for me, so I didn't really worry about that. I used sand to deal more damage with my tap, so that's helpful. So we have 141 coming up here on the next island. This is a level 16 House It. He will be capped at level 20. So I know that Fire Turret's the big one. So I'm again going to sand the blue or take out the blue. Even though I sanded that, it's still going to fire at me as soon as it's ready. So I blink or do that. Oh shit, I got hit by the mage. I'm going to do that so I can avoid taking damage here. So I didn't rewind. We're going to use Summon to avoid taking damage from this 41 flak that I know is around the corner. I'm going to sand the 41 flak or the blue. So I can time shift to get some more rage back. I'm going to rewind. There we go. Use the crumble to dust to avoid zombie shit. So I can double here. Barely made it, but we did. Got lucky. If he would have defended, there's no way that my house would have cleared that. Texas says, does Storm protect all the group or leave one out? Let me take a look and see where your Storm is. It kind of depends where it's at. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Let's go look at Texas's base again. Good base though, Texas. I dig it. All right. So looking at Texas's base. So your Storm will protect the flak, the ice, the red, the fire. I think it might protect that one lightning, but I don't think it'll protect the blue. I'm pretty sure we could give it a test if you want, but I don't think it can reach kitty corner there. There is a spot, so if it's where your back red mage is, I believe the storm turret, if it's where your red mage was, will protect 2 in front of it, 2 behind it, and also the 2 on the front half as well. But I'm not 100% certain because I haven't done that setup since I was in the low hundreds on my main, so I can't honestly remember, but it does leave one out. Yep. Same with my Golem. So Storm does have a little bit more range than a red does because it protects behind and in front a little bit more. So yours protects flak, ice, red, fire, and it might protect the Storm too. I'd have to see. I don't remember. Or not protect and it might protect the lightning too. So flashback. Do you guys remember when storm towers used to protect one another? So you could put 2 storm towers and fire them both off a super shot. Would make the others invincible, and it was just it was the shit. It was so much fun. Said maybe I'll switch the storm and the ice. My recommendation, to be completely honest, would be to put the flak a little bit further back. But again, that's a preference thing. That's not a be-all, end-all thing. I like the flak cannon in the middle. That's just... I like it more. I just really prefer the flat cannon in the middle. So I will show you what I mean and why. Again, this is a... I didn't get my shit yet. This is a preference. This is not a best thing ever. So... because my base doesn't do that well undefended. It does a lot better defended. So this is my main account. So our bases are kind of like backwards in the front, plus I switch where my flak is. Doop, doop, doop. Hey, Super! Darling, you're watching at work again, aren't you? Flak in the middle takes longer to shoot. Yes, but let me explain why I like the flak in the center. Again, take what you want from it. I'm not saying you have to do this. This is just my preference, and I'll tell you why. So when it's in the center, the flak is covered by the red without a doubt. The blue covers it as well. The ice super shot will actually launch immediately because it's immediately in range of the dragon since it's up front. So the ice super shot will go. The storm has a little bit of a longer range. The storm super shot will go as well. So before the flak can fire, the storm and the ice super shot have already gone off to protect it, so it can't go down, which makes it fantastic. And it always has that ice. And also because it's further back, and it's typically shielded and invincible, plus that ice on top of it. People who are attacking me typically try to take down my ice and that front blue mage because they're running out of time and they feel like they want to solo my base, so they attack backwards while the flak keeps hitting them. And I like that the storm can really do that, is protect it. So that's kind of how it works. We've demonstrated this a few times. So Bulldog hit me a few nights ago with Morphos, and that's the situation. Again, this only works with really active defenders. My base is built for how I play the game, and I play the game meaning I'm online a fuck ton. So if you're hitting me during war, or if I don't want you to steal my shit, I'm online, which means I'm defending a lot with both myself and my ult. So I always have defenders, and as you guys know, when the lead or the base owner is defending, instead of those 5 super shots, they get like 10. So it's awesome. So I super shot those mages on the rage drain, and then I super shot my entire front 5 towers, super shot the back ice, and then the back fire flak right now. I'm trying to test that out and see how that goes. So I think it makes a big difference with how you defend your base and how you want to play it. But that's my personal preference. I don't think it's bad to have your flak at the very front as long as it's protected by the red mage and as long as it's protected by a storm. I think it's much better to have it protected by a storm than an ice, but I like the combination of both. And I also like that if they fuck up and if they're a little slow at taking down my storm, which happens sometimes, that my back ice, once they get in range there, my back ice will actually cover my storm as well. But they're typically not in range soon enough for that. So pros and cons. I like the double ice on my storms as well. So it works for me, but my game style is very specific to, again, how I play. So try it out. See if you like it. You might hate it. And if you hate it, you can switch it back. And if you love it, you can keep it. Or you don't have to do it. Twilight, why is your leader yelling at you? Were you guys naughty? I yell at my team because I love them. It's my fave. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, let's go attack some more beaches. More beaches. Okay. Because they fucked up. So if we take a look here, I'm not going to hit this base because it'd just be way too easy. Again, is this? No, this isn't the same one we hit. No, it's not. Long base. Does not have double mages. It only has one blue mage for the first 2 islands. That's totally a mistake. Only one red, so red spells are going to decimate this. Yeah. Suba says, of course, Twilight wasn't part of the bad group. Twilight, I know you're a good kid. You don't mess up, Twilight. Dino says, my leader is always yelling at me. Dino, that's because you like it. I yell at you, Dino, because I love you. So we're not going to hit that base because it's bad. Flat out. Let's see if we can find a better base. This one's better. I would say the mess up on this base is they gave me low-level towers to Pixie! Yay! They gave us low-level towers to start off on. So if I was leading on this base for war, for instance, I would leave maybe that low-level cannon or one of those lower-level lightning towers for my lead to build up just a little bit more rage. So if you're flying a dragon that has sand, like Sekhem, you can sand something and leave it behind for your attacker. It makes a big difference. So even though this is mostly ice, I think I'm going to fly Sekhem here just to kind of hang out with him and see if we can do something with him. But a really good choice for this base would be Aster as well, because Aster has that ice threat resist. So Twilight says, I did my war run, so I don't care why she's mad. Oh, I don't know. I'm sure you did everything right, boo. Oh, I love the rainbows and stuff, Dino. You and Pixie are so, so sweet. Okay. So we're going to fly this with Sekhem. That means I'm going to let those back fire turrets hit me. They're going to be the very, very last things to take out for me. I'm going to... Pardon me. I'm going to sand a lightning, and I might be able to solo this base. We'll see. But let's go have fun is the best thing that we can do. So we have 37s. Let's beware of those flat cannons. Those are going to hurt. And I'm going to equip freeze, maybe, for the back half of the long. You can see the back half of the long. Once that red's out, I can just freeze the back half, and that's not going to hurt me. So let's do that. Typically have some freezes left. There we go. Red is my cousin. Not really, but basically. Oh, I love you guys. So if I can solo it, I will, but I will prep this base to make sure I fly it as best as I can. Another reason I love Sekhem to lead is because sacrifice. So if I'm leading on a base, I can sacrifice and make sure that my better half, my follow, can get more rage because I'm giving it my health to give them what they want. So do that there. We're going to do that, take that out there. Oops. Not my best. I shouldn't have let that flak unseen so fast. Here comes an unboosted Desi around the corner, just because the red spell there makes a difference. Earthquake, which is a variant of freeze. So sweet, we make your teeth rot. Alright, coming around the corner, I'm going to cast Havoc right away because I know there's that sweet spot where I can get a few shots off with that enhanced shot. Even though I'm not worried. I mean, this is an expert legendary emerald. It's not going down. So you can see that there. I'm going to use Earthquake again. Earthquake does have a cooldown. And it doesn't deal as much damage as Freeze, but it's only 1 rage, which is wonderful. And everyone loves a little Dusty in their life. Yeah! I play a max of 17 hours a day. That is a lot of hours, man. That's a little excessive, Twilight. I think you might have a bigger problem than me. Alright. Let's go hit more people. Boop, boop, boop. Pixie, are you watching and playing War Dragons at the same time? Dino. Thank you for the follow, Shadow Realm Gamer. Love it. Love having you guys around. So, for my lovely new people, because we might have some new people watching today, you never know, I'm Red. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is the Red Delilah. The same thing it is here. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll give you updates. I ask PG questions. I'll give you updates on streaming. I'll give you reminders on streaming. I promote some other streamers like Coach J-Pop. Is fantastic. So make sure you're also following Coach J-Pop. He is wonderful. He's Coach J-Pop on stream here on Twitch. So that's great. Speaking of Twitter, we asked a question last night and we did some testing regarding perches. So if you have a perch on an island, like you can see here, I think it's, what is it, Sea Gazer perch? Is that the name of this one? I always forget. The perch does influence the bonuses, some warriors give a health bonus. It does influence farms, which was for some reason debatable, but we learned this. If a perch is destroyed, its bonus is gone. Hey, thanks for following, Peter. Is it Peter? 613? Thanks for following. So if you destroy that perch first, if it had an attack bonus or a HP bonus or a super shot bonus, once that perch is gone, the bonus is gone, which is fantastic. So we learned that last night. Dino says, haha, just watching, not sorry, W Vlado, and it just... Dino, I have no idea what you just said. Absolutely no idea. I love you, Boo Bear, but you confuse me. Let's go pick another base. Too long. Let's pick something better than that. Should we go hit a 280? Let's go hit a 280. 80 million defense. Let's take a look at this. I am going to attack this with... I could use Sekhem, I guess. Wouldn't be the best choice, but... Right, it says, I'm going on vacation next week, and my leader got mad, but I'm on the most of the people all day, and I have a problem getting very burnt out. Please don't burn out, Twilight. If you do find yourself burning out, you could definitely do some different things with your gameplay. So that's why I have my alt account. I think it's a ton of fun. You can make challenges for yourself, try to attack some really high levels, see how that goes. Try different things, make goals for yourself every day, get at least X number of missions done. That helps me. Or just flat out take a break. I've taken a break. My team knows that very well, and I came back all the stronger for it. So do what's best for you. Don't burn out. Have fun. This is a game. It should never be a job, even though a lot of us act like it is. So have fun with it. Okay. So... yeah, I love when Dino's on... Dino, you've basically been on vacation for a couple of weeks now. Should we use Sekhem or Howzet? Who would you guys rather see? Pros and cons to both. So for Howzet, thank you so much for the follow there, Squidward 83929. I love it. Love Squidward. Mongolian wants to see Sek. I wonder why. So let's do Sekhem. We're going to do Sekhem with lightning resist here, and my goal is going to be to skip that fire turret if I can, because I don't want to pick that spell up. But I don't think it's not going to do much damage at all because it's a low level, and because it's a fire turret, which is my resist, I'm going to try to pick up the red spell, reverse projectiles, and try to take care of that that archer with that, because I'll have lightning resist equipped, and try to keep our rage by attacking the blue mage while we do so. So we're going to leave a tower behind. It's great for leading, and if I'm soloing the base, I don't even care if I leave a level 14 tower behind, because it's going to be such minimal amount of the percentage, and it's not going to change the resources I get. So let's do Sekhem with lightning resist. Boop, boop, boop. We're going to want to sand the flak, and then the ice first. Take out the mage towers, sand the ice. Okay. We got this. We got this. Dino says I'm going to Seaside next week. Oh no, you're never as active when you're out in the Seaside, but that sounds so fun. Dino says only had 5 weeks off work. Go back to work in 3 more weeks. I know, but it's been so much fun having you around more, Dino. I love it. Twilight says I'm going on vacation next week. For that reason, yeah, dude. I hope you have a fantastic time on vacation, Twilight. That's gonna be great. Only 5 weeks. Yeah. Dino had a bit of an incident, so we're happy to have him right now. Alright, let's go attacking. We're bringing my follow here, just in case. This is a 280 base, guys. This is a 280. and not a bad base at all. So just because someone says, oh, my dragon can clear 200 or 100 or whatever it is, ignore them. We've seen that base level means very, very, very little because we've seen some pretty crappy bases on those long bases, and we've seen some great bases at lower levels. So level is pretty arbitrary. Other good thing about leaving that tower that I have a resist to is that it can't attack me. So that's fun. Oh, I didn't mean to do it that way, did I? But we can invert that, sand that. I'm going to sand that for my follow. So my follow coming up here has a lot sanded, which is great for them. Not my favorite spell to have here. I'm going to sand the flak first because it's going to hurt like a motherfucker. Do that. Sand. 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 Okay, so we got some stuff sanded, which will be helpful on my main following up here. We're going to go in with Aster. I'm going unboosted, even though it is a higher level base. That's okay. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to fly and read your guys' stuff. Guy at work just cut his finger off and broke his arm. What? What happened at work that somebody cut the frickin' finger off? What is up with you guys and your crazy workplace experiences? Thank you for the following, Nova Arch. You guys are so fun. I love you. There we go. Pretty good. Well done. Shitty setups, lol. Pretty much. We've all seen shitty setups. Texas says, my base is weak at 214 damn mages. Oh, I didn't think your base was that bad at all, darling. They call him Robot Mike. Oh, jeez. Put his finger in the eyes and take it to the hospital. Happened to my friend. They can put it back on. I'm glad they can put fingers back on. Jeez, that's freaky. Isn't that? Invert that fire. Boop. See if you can get some more health back, yeah? I hope I can watch you when I'm gone next week. And if you can't, Twilights, remember that all of my streams are saved under videos, and I also upload them to YouTube after I'm done streaming now. So my YouTube name is this same exact as my name here, The Red Delilah. He works on the robots. I don't want to be sad on vacation. Oh, Twilight, you're such a sweetheart. You're so much fun hanging out in chat with us, and if it weren't for you, I'd forget my blueberries. Super said his buddy at work was cutting some steel, not paying attention. Oh, that is just... Red does not like that. That sounds scary. Boo. My friend put his finger in a machine in a chicken factory and didn't pull the guard up an emergency stop, and it went round and chopped his finger off. Oh my god. Oh, that like hurts my hands just thinking about it. Oh my gosh. Why? Why are you guys cutting off your... Oh. No bueno. No bueno, guys. Alright. Let's go steal more people's shit. There's a good base. Ooh, look at that stuff. Okay. So let's talk about this base here. So this is a 244 defense of 64.3 million. Those numbers are completely arbitrary and mean very, 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 very little. I've seen 200s great bases, 200 bad bases. I've seen 200s with amazing dragons and 200s with terrible dragons. So numbers are just numbers. His finger is good now they saved it. I'm so happy. Twilight says, I really love watching you, Red, and you're awesome, and I love blueberries, and I know you do too. You're such a sweetie. Red's gonna lose her fingers playing more dragons. That's gonna be her wound story in the future. Oh my gosh, no. Oh, Coach, who talks smack? Tell me more. I love, love, love hearing shit that people say. Got cherries after tea. Okay, Dina, are we talking tea as in the drink at this point, or are we talking tea as in like dinner? Because I know you crazy English people call your evening meal tea, so I get really fucking weirded out. Well, you know what, Coach? People talk shit and people talk shit. That's fine. I talk shit. You can talk shit. Do whatever you want. Just be informed when you talk shit. So I have downfalls, guys. You guys know this. I make mistakes too. I mess up. I'm not the best person in the world, especially streaming or War Dragons or anything like that. I just try to know my shit. And oh yeah, do I put my foot in my mouth more often than not. You guys know that so well. I try not to, but Can't slip very much. First time watching the stream, pretty informative. Thanks. Hey, I'm super glad that you find this informative. If you guys have any questions, make sure you ask it out. I'm happy to answer them as much as I can. Again, if you're not familiar with me, my name is Red. I'm the leader of Rulith. My in-game names are Red and the Red Delilah. So that's my main and my alt. I'm the leader of the team Rulith, and I have a 138 and a 257 account and have been playing for about 2.5 years. So that's me. We have fun. Twilight said I cut myself on the leg and it looks like I was attacked by a dragon. I love it. I love that so much. Okay, let's go see what we can do. I'm going to use House It here, just for shits and giggles, and see what we can do. And love me some, I don't know, let's do lightning resist. It'll be helpful. Thank you, Doomsday. I love it, love it, love it. I love your name with the Z. Thanks for following. Dino says, I never put my foot in my mouth. That's why I always get a foot up in my arse. Oh, Dino, you cracked me up. So, 2 more days and episode 5. What? Coach, what you talking about, homie? I don't know what you're talking about. You guys confuse me. Okay, let's go see how terribly we do. If we do terrible, that's okay. Okay. I'm going to lead on this. I don't think I'm going to be able to get very far. Game of Thrones. Oh, I don't watch Game of Thrones. Ooh, he's defending. Ah, shit. This'll not go very well. Oh, I forgot to bring my main with me! No! Shit! Ah, fuck me. Fuck. Boop. So I'm leaning on this base right now, so he can repair all he wants. I'm just leaving this for my Nightshade to clean up. So he can do whatever here. Jeez. Okay. This guy doesn't want me to beat him, does he? I mean, rightfully so, right? Doop. So I'm leading with House It right now. I'm definitely not soloing, as you guys can tell. So let's leave that there. %. What? Okay, so since we've taken out all the farms, we've taken over 70% of the base, we have officially stolen all of his resources. So if you hit 70%, that's not good enough because you won't get all the resources from their farms and mills. So make sure you hit 70% and also take their farms and mills down, and we're good. So what? Did okay there for a defender. That was terrifying. Nantastic says, I live where it is made. I've never seen it. Going to binge watch it someday. Tell me how that goes, Notastic. I heard it's a good show to binge watch, though. Twilight says, it was right before spring break, and I had to walk around Arizona with my leg wrapped in a cast on vacation. It hurt so bad, but it looks cool. Now it has a scar. Hey, that sounds pretty badass. Way to make a good thing out of a bad situation, yeah? I'm sure it'll be good. Okay, so that didn't go too bad. I'm pretty pleased. We're going to send some resources. Let's see if we have someone... Oh, look at that. An hour ago, Lord exported his Noctua. Fantastic. I love that kind of shit. Love my teamies. Okie dokie. What we're going to do real quick is we have a lot of food and wood on my main, so let's switch accounts. Pixie says, great job, Red. Gotta go to sleep. Keep up the good work. Mwah. Night, Pixie Boo Bear. See you in a bit. I love my Pix. So Pixie's on my team, as are Dino and a couple other people in here. I love hanging out with you guys. Volume's on, apparently, on my iPad. I don't know if you guys could hear that. Okay, main account's up. So here's my main account. So if we haven't showed this yet this stream, this is my 257. We went up a couple of levels this fortification. We went up because I built a level 40 fire flak tower. I'm not sure how it goes, but we'll see here, right? I do have a bit of resources. Let's collect from, see if we can get a little bit more. Might be enough for a den. Oof, not quite. But I might have some lumber packs. Let's see. No, but I just sent 150 from my alt. Let's wait. We'll wait for that, and then we'll use some lumber packs. But we do got to do some food runs here, and some XP runs. So while I'm in XP runs with my main account, I'm gonna leave my alt behind watching for defenses, so that way I can make sure that I'm not hit and lose all my shit. Twilight says, I just tell people it's attacked by a dragon. They don't. That's really cool. I love that. That is so neat. So we use Allah here. Allah's a fun, easy base. XP base. Traditional XP base. No mage towers. He does a lightning's grouped, but whatevs. This is Allah. Love me, Allah. Okay, so we're going to see if we can finish up Faye here. Faye is just a little bit from expert. I love Faye just like Coach J-Pop. Bro says, I'm trying to build something cost 902,000 lumber. Can you please transfer lumber to assist me? A resource to assist me? If I could, I might. You're a hoot. You guys crack me up. So, fun fact last night, guys. I was talking to Pixel on Twitter, and we're having a good conversation back and forth, just talking about streaming in a little bit. And apparently, I've been missing her emails for about 2 weeks now. She's been emailing, and I haven't noticed. So sorry, Pixel. Well, she sent me an email. So she's asked me to apply to the creators faction in War Dragons, and after talking to Coach J-Pop and Adored, I think I will. So I did apply. We'll see what they want out of me and whatnot. That basically just means that PG might endorse me more on streams. They already host me and retweet me a couple of times, but it'd be interesting to see. But the positive is if they do accept me in the creators faction, I'll be able to do giveaways, which would be fun to give away like a $20 pack every week. That'd be the shit. I was talking about doing that with my husband, and I was like, I don't really spend, but it'd be kind of nice to do a giveaway. So I was talking about with my husband, like, maybe we could do just like a tiny pack giveaway each week or something like that. And so that'd be really neat, to be honest, if I could give you guys stuff for hanging out with me, because we stream quite a bit, don't we? We spend a lot of time together. So we'll see what Pix says. So I sent that last night, and so she asked me to do that. So if you guys aren't familiar with the creators faction, it is just a couple of, just over a dozen, I guess, of War Dragons players that do all types of different things. So they do things from drawing to Instagram stuff like Adored does. They get event notifications just a few days early, so we can prep and kind of make announcements on our social media pages. There are a few other streamers. Coach J-Pop is one of the most fantastic streamers. I love watching him, so he's great in creators faction. So just keep in mind that that's the creators faction, just kind of some players doing some stuff, and they get just a little bit of extra information. Oops, I am being attacked on my alt. Well, my alt is defending, so let's see if we can take them down. Oh, okay, they brought back up, but they swapped before I could use super shots. Let's see if I can switch this real quick as they come around. Let's bring in an Algor. That won't go super well for him. Come on. There we go. And down goes Algor. So I don't think that they're going to be able to take me because the first person swapped out. So I don't think they're a very high level. Nope. Hopefully I get it. Yeah, that'd be really neat. So I'd love to be able to do giveaways and give you guys like a $20 pack every week. That'd be a lot of fun. Thoughts on the idea of League versus League wars? How would they work? Can you give us a little bit more details? Winterboy says, I was wondering what the requirements are for joining your team, Red. Not that I want to leave my team, but we kind of seem stuck right now. After more than a year, I don't know if we'll ever get any further, even though all the people are great. Sure. So Coach, says Tisk Tisk. I'd love to talk with you about the requirements to join Rulith. So there are a couple of different things. So let's take a look at my team real quick. So this is Rulith. We are in Sapphire 1 currently, and we are Global 43 right now, so that means Diamond 2 rank, and we have a couple more wars, I'm sure, this week. So it does say minimum level 100, but that's honestly just to keep people from the spam applying, so that's kind of obnoxious. If you're interested, you're welcome to send me a level. I send a questionnaire back, and the questionnaire includes things about why you want to leave your team, what you're looking for in a team, your favorite color, your dragon muster, your breeding goals, your age. So we only accept adults, so you must be at least 18 years old. The youngest person we've ever had on Rulith is 21, and that is currently still our youngest player. He's still on the team. And our oldest player we've had as old as 75, but I think our current oldest player is in the 60s right now. Our current requirements to get on our wait list for a spot, we require you to have at least 2 Sapphire Dragons. And to be bumped to the front of our wait list, you have to have an Emerald Dragon. The reason I say bump to the front of our list is we do have one of our players that is looking at retiring for a little bit. He has an infant little baby girl, and she's so sweet. So he wants to take some time away from War Dragon and spend time with her. So we're looking for a fair replacement for him. And I think it'd be really unfair to lose a dragon or lose a player that's in really heavily, easily into Emerald Dragons and close to Obsidian and replace them with someone that has a Sapphire. So I think that creates a little bit of an imbalance. So we are looking for a higher level player right now for his spot. But to get on our waitlist, it does take 2 Sapphire Dragons, and you have to answer all my questions correctly, especially what you're looking for in a team, because I really want to make sure that anyone who joins Rulith is a good fit, because if we're not a good fit for one another, then neither of us are going to have fun, so that's not always the best time. So answer my questionnaires. 2 Legendary Sapphires are required to join Rulith, and you must be ahead in Dragons. So if we want to take a quick look what I mean by ahead, I can show you the minimum requirements here. For Rulith, this is my mandatory check-in for all the levels here. So if you are level 128 or above, you have to have at least 1 Legendary Sapphire, or I consider you behind. Current Rulithians can't level anymore until they get caught up on Dragons. So that's really to encourage people not to open their chests this event, but to wait till breeding event to really kick their butt a little bit more at Dragons. If you're at 170, I do require at least a Legendary Garnet, because I want you to always be ahead rather than behind in Dragons, like I said. And at 220, require you to have your Mythic Garnet. These are my minimum requirements, and then you can see below my suggested requirements. This is the one I follow with my alt, or I try to stick pretty close with it. If you follow my suggested requirements, you are going to be overpowered for your level, and it feels damn good, and I think it makes it a lot more fun. So I really encourage my players to do that. So I hope that answers your questions appropriately. That's a little bit about Rulith. We don't typically have spots open very much, and we always have a wait list for people that are interested. Some people just choose to stay on the wait list for about a month, but we do have someone coming on that's been on my wait list since June. And he got to the top, and he's been mailing me every month like he's supposed to, and we just had a spot open, so he will be coming over after the event. Twilight says, honestly, I like it that you don't have prizes, because I feel like people are only there to get prizes, and I feel like you are just like a regular player and understand why we are here. Don't expect prizes, we just here because we like, wow, that's so sweet. Yeah, I'm here just to help as much as I can. I'll never pretend that I know everything, but I want to help, and other people are streaming, so why not? And I have too much time on my hands, so just like to help. Yeah, but it'd be really neat if I could give you guys prizes. I agree. We have some meowing there going, Tiger. Hey, Tiger, how's it going? He means that Bronze Leagues fight each other to see which Bronze League is better. Ooh, that'd be curious. Especially be curious in Sapphire and Diamond. Diamond, there's only 1 league of each, so I don't think that would work. But in Sapphire 1, there are 2 leagues of Sapphire 1, so that'd be kind of neat to see that go. And we do rotate every week. Winter Boy says, fair enough, sad I'm 16 years old, but way more adult than most adults. Yeah, that's true. Our age limit has nothing to do with maturity. Our age limit actually has to do with safety for our members. We do talk about explicit content, and we never want to be the people responsible for your parents getting mad. And seeing as we do also have parents on our team, we have kind of all agreed, well over about 2 years ago now, we agreed that we wanted to create an environment that we wanted for ourselves for adults. And also, yours truly is a teacher, and I don't want the chances, or I want to minimize the chances that I see one of my own students on my team, because that would be very awkward, and I would never want to see someone that is like the age range of my students because it flips on my teacher mode, and that's not fun for me. So Mongolian says, I'm off to dinner. We'll watch the rest later. Have fun, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Have a great weekend, Mongolian. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'll try to touch on Sekhem a little bit later. Coach, you're not 14, so shh. You naughty boy. Let's go hit some people. Oh, I think the wood just landed, so let's go back here. Doot. I always forget what I'm doing. We've talked about rosters a bit today. If you guys have questions about different dragons to get in whatever tier, happy to answer those questions as well. Some of them are opinions, and some of them are flat out facts. And what I mean by facts are that about 95 or more of the player base would agree, or just simple test runs and things like that. Oh, you guys crack me up. You guys crack me up so much. So one of the things I would like to point out, let's take a look at dragons. You guys all need a breeding path. If you don't have a breeding path, please follow one. Superman has some breeding paths. I obviously have a lot of breeding paths out, and you can find those on my team website, which is ladyred.wixsite.com/rudolith. Let me pull that up for you guys real quick. Boop. So if you guys would like see any information, there you go. There's a link in chat. You can click that. That is my team website. So there are some password protected pages, not very many, but you can check out some breeding paths there, all the way from red to obsidian. And just take a look and hang out. And at the top of the breeding path page, you can have a link to my master emerald breeding paths on Google, which I keep updated at all times. So breeding paths, make sure you have one. If we look through Sapphire tier, I'm definitely going to... Supa, you better not be slacking in breeding paths. I know which one you're following. Howzit is hands down the best Sapphire mythic. There is no question about it. Mehetan is a lot of fun to fly. I'm not going to deny that ever. He is so much fun. He looks so cool. I love his spells. But the simple fact comes down to a warrior. He can't hit above his weight class like Howzit can. Where Howzit's still in the mains roster just because the usefulness of him. Mehetan really loses his usefulness. So Apophis is okay. I definitely think Apophis and Mehetan can both do well at their own level. But they're not going to last you as long as Howzit does. So happy to help on breeding paths. I do make a lot of custom paths as long as you're really, really super polite to me and don't send me like 40 billion messages at a time. That's kind of a rough thing for me. Shoot me a message in game. I'm happy to help you out. In Sapphire, you want to make sure that you're starting with Vulcan, Rizar, Kelvin, and Kaiju. So the 4 out of the 5 Platinum Legendaries, excluding Quates, because we can backbreed Quates. And as long as you're there, you can do any Sapphire breeding path that you so choose. If you are not quite there yet, you can take a look. Gold to Platinum has like a different Sapphire or a different breeding chunk, and the Sapphire above have a different one. So you can take a look there. So Howzit's the shit. Let's build my den real quick. Collect the remnants of my mills. Boop. I thought we had... Did I just get hit or something? Oh no, I was looking at my food. Oh, was that not landed? When did that get sent? I sent that, 13 minutes ago. Okay, not yet. So we're going to go fly Faye then. Boop, boop, boop. Parents of Howzit off the top of my head. Yep, that is Itaru and Scorchil. And so if you are getting to Sapphire, what I recommend doing is get Sekhem, which is Vulcan and Kelvin, and then get Scorchil, which is... I don't remember the breeding parents for Scorchil. Let me grab this real quick so I don't lie to you, because wouldn't it be terrible if I lied to you? I know, right? Breeding parents, so Vulcan and Kelvin make Sekhem, Vulcan and Rizar make Scorchil, and then Scorchil and Sekhem together backbreed Quates for 9,000 instead of 64,000 tokens. And then Itaru is Quates plus Rizar, and then Itaru and Scorchil make Howzit. So Supa says, I'm a few dragons away from having the entire green... Oop! Coach, why... I don't have Do Not Disturb on. So, a few dragons away from the entire green tier done, current level 55. Fantastic, Supa. You are in a fabulous place. Because you can't hatch gold until you're 63. So, you're in a really good place. Who are Dodo Pier's parents? Dodo Pier's parents are only available during certain events, during certain breeding events. So keep an eye out on the official Twitter of, you can follow Alleviates on Twitter, which is, I believe she's Star City Dreamer. Follow on wardragons.info. You can follow Adored on Instagram, or you can follow me on Twitter. All of us post things. But I can tell you, let's see, I can tell you what the parents were last breeding event, but that's not very helpful because it doesn't exist anymore. So last breeding event, Dodopyr's parents were Bruma and Enki, but that is only enabled during breeding events. So I like me Dodopyr. He looks like a demented ballsack, to be completely honest. Like slightly diseased, slightly like moldy, maybe. Moldy ballsack. Okay. Anyway, let's go hit some Allah. But those people are fun. So if you follow anyone that's in the creators faction, which I did apply for, so cross your fingers for me, the creators faction gets new content and gets the info on events just a few days before the player base, so that way they can make announcements and help out as much as we can, or they can help us out. Why does it change? So I believe it doesn't change. I think that's the same parents they had last time. But because Dodopyr is a divine technically, even though he's listed under breedable and under traditional dragon, he is a divine and was opened during a certain season. So you have to kind of wait for him to be opened up because he's Dodopyr and Dodo and Donavilus and things like that are special dragons, even though they show as breedable. Diamond says, can you do Amarak's family? Can you give me more details? Are you talking about like how to get him? Ask a few more questions. Give me specificity, my love. Okay, let's go tech with Faye. See if anyone wants to come with us. But I am watching on my alt account. It's open in front of me for any defend notification, just to make sure that my main doesn't lose any wood. Bo says, I got Sekrom at 21 and Anapub breedable. Then it can breed Scorch into a Gorg, Champa, and a Puffet. So it sounds like you are down an Icicle route, and what I mean is Icicle is the first mythic Garnet. So that would be like a Puffet first and things like that. Depends on what you want. A Puffet's, like I said, not a bad dragon, but he can't hit above his weight class. And those breeding paths do backbreed house it later, so it's not like you'll miss out on that dragon entirely. There are benefits to following that type of breeding path first, even though you have to wait a little bit longer to get house it. You do get a Mythic Sapphire a little bit sooner, and you get the eggs you need for your breeding hut a little bit sooner as well. So just pick which one you want and go from there. Definitely no bad choices. Just pros and cons to everything in life, right? So, Keyball says, how can you tell someone is online before you attack them? Sure, I'd be happy to show you that. We'll do that next attack, and I'll pull that up. The dragons in his family, the ones that look like humans from his family, and what's the best dragon? Are you talking about, like, the dragons that have the same exact skin, Diamond? So, like, look just like Amarok, but have different colors instead? Is that what you're talking about? Doop-a-doop-a-doop. You guys are fun. I love hanging out with you guys. Ba-ba-da. Okay, yep, I'd be happy to show you. So let's finish this up. I will show what I was talking about with the online notification, and then we'll take a look at all the dragons that have Amarok's skin. I love Amarok. He was such a beast back in the day. Unfortunately, he's not as strong. Oh, so close to being able to level. He's not as strong as he was, I think, back in the day when I had him, because fire turrets, ice turrets, and flat cannons didn't exist. So that meant he had resist to all the major towers. So, he had archer resist, cannon resist, and he could slap on a lightning resist, and basically nothing could touch you. It was so much fun. So, like Coach J-Pop said, to see if someone's online, I'm tapping that top left icon next to where it says Allah is small. Click that eye, and you can pull this up so you can see that actually Allah, the person who runs this base, is online because they have the online notification. It's that little green dude next to his next to the team name, and if that is red, they're obviously offline. Yeah, Coach, I'm flying Faye. I'm about to expert Faye just for you. I know you love Faye. Okay. Last flight with Faye, and then he or she will be expert. Faye is like this beautiful little rainbow otter. It's so cute. I like Faye. So spring season, I was able to max out 2 different divine branches. I maxed out Faye and I maxed out Aster. Unfortunately, this season, I just can't afford it. So I am 2,000 sigils away currently from maxing Borgian on my main. Which I'll get, some of that from the team rewards this event, and I'll definitely finish that soon, but I'm definitely not going to be able to get Kanaris up to where I want, which is unfortunate. yeah, so streaming, a shout out again. If you guys are on Twitch and aren't already following Coach J-Pop, he's in chat right now. Make sure you go to subscribe to his channel. We never stream at the same time, so you never have to make that choice. He is fantastic, and he'll also give you a much different perspective than I can give. So I do have a level 138, but the big difference is I always have this 251 that can back myself with. And so I don't think I can really give you the true perspective of having someone in early Sapphire tier because unfortunately I am tied to a main account as well. But Coach J-Pop I think is level 137 in Sapphire tier. So make sure you check him out, follow him, and get his perspective as well. So he is a lot of fun and usually gives super amazing information. Gotta get Kanaris expert. Texas is off to go on the boat. See you later. Bye, Texas. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for letting us attack you. And thanks for Ryuing my base. I love it. I always like to see Ryu. Ryu used to be the shit at low levels, man. I loved it. But unfortunately, it's no longer the shit. Alright. If you did a stream at the same time, it would be like... It would be always Coach. So, it would always be you, sorry, Coach. Oh, that's so sweet, Twilight. You're such a sweetheart. But thankfully, you'll never have to make that choice. So I always auto-host Coach, and Coach auto-hosts me. So if Coach is streaming, you could definitely watch him on my channel or find him that way. And if I'm streaming, you can find me on his channel. So it's a lot of fun. We have a lovely, lovely relationship because he's a doll face. Okay, so that resource transfer came in from my alt. So let's train him here. We'll use a few food packs. Faye is expert. So that means we only have one dragon left to expert on my roster. How exciting. And then we're going to use all that wood, and we're going to, oops, wrong button. We're going to use wood pack as well to finish this up. Sorry, I didn't mean, I clicked the view dragons button instead of the upgrade. Boop. Yay. Den done again. They just added den levels with obsidian, so I just upped my den a little bit more. I'm going to keep going to try to get that 500 sigils reward. So let's take a look and see how we're doing in fortification. Boop, 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 boop. So far I've done a couple of den upgrades. I've done the Firefleck from level 1 to level 40, and that's it so far. Twilight says, I would honestly rather watch you and Coach more than Pixel. Oh, that's super sweet. Pixel is a sweetheart. I love Pixel. She's super, super kind. And like I said, it's a pro and con to everything you do. So I like Pixel's perspective sometimes because she is lower level than Coach and I. So she has a different kind of viewpoint. She does work for PG, so she typically gets access to things that Coach and I never will have access to, unfortunately. But we do definitely have a different perspective. I think is different. Have you got obsidian dragons? No, not yet. I have a lot of teammates who have them, but I am still an emerald tier, so I only have 2 emeralds right now. And unfortunately, my last 2 readings, so I did Desi first, got Kerbos, and then I backbred Renard. My next breed, I'll be getting Gloomclaw, and after I get Gloomclaw, let me check. Here, I'll even check my own breeding path, because I don't have this memorized. All I know is I'm getting Gloomclaw next, so I'm opening my spreadsheet. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. And make sure we all remember that Obsidian is only about 55% of the tiers out, so don't change your plans based off of Obsidian yet, because we don't know everything. So I'll get Gloomclaw. After Gloomclaw, I get Slacks, and after Slacks is Nier. So we're talking, I'm hundreds of thousands of tokens away from Obsidian right now, unfortunately. Then after Nier, I backbreed Pyrrhus, and after Pyrrhus, Archimera. Right now. But again, Obsidian is changing later. So anyway, let's open our free chests. We'll see where we're at in regards to our achievements, see how close we are to the next achievement prize, and try to get ourselves there. I have to start saving my silver chests because they're coming out with new runes and stuff now. But I'm so bad at not opening chests. It's so difficult. Alright. Click. So I'm at 1.58. So I'm still a bit away. I only have 2 more prizes left to claim. What is the glyph this time? Arcane Striker. Woo. That's exciting. That was my sarcastic voice, by the way. It's not exciting. Not great prizes. I do want those rubies, and I want those chests for sure, and I'm building anyway, right? I think that 2.4 might be out of my range, because I'm pretty tapped out in clocks right now, guys. But that's okay. So let's switch accounts. Evasion! Dude, Coach, have you seen these runes? I don't know if you've been around when we do these. So let's do dragon. We'll just look at normal. Ready for this? How do I have so many points? So, I did a fire flag tower from level 1 to level 40, and then my den upgrade 3 times. So that's where my points come from. I save up clocks, obviously, between fortification events, and I usually get about 200-ish, give or take, 12-hour clocks plus some. And then I did also use the rest of my rubies to get more clocks, so I'm pretty tapped out. Ready? Let's count the evasion rooms. Ready, guys? So this is just runes. These aren't even glyphs. So I see 1 epic, 2 epic, 3 epic, 4 epic. So 4 epic so far. Diamond, I've been playing this game for a really long time, so keep that in mind. That's why I typically have a lot of stuff, is because I play so much. Thanks for following, Jazzy. It's so much fun to have you on the stream. Welcome, welcome. Alright, so we have all, those are our epic evasions. And I clean out my runes every couple of months too, by the way, guys. Just get rid of the ones that are absolute shit, because I hate scrolling through. I'm not even going to count the rares, because that's way too much work. I'm not going to count the rares and commons, because I have too many of those. I need to clear them out. I don't have any mythics. Let's see if I have any legendaries. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Alright. Explosive shield, rejuvenate, chaos, double blast, poison resist, havoc. Okay, let's check glyphs. Do we have any evasion runes here? There's an evasion glyph in epic. Another evasion rune, or another evasion glyph in epic. Another evasion glyph in epic. That's nuts. That's too much. And then do I have any legendaries? Don't have any mythics. I know that. Let's take a look. I have 2 legendary evasion glyphs? Dude, if evasion actually was a worthwhile spell, I'd be set. That's a bit too much. We have too many evasions. Yo. Okay, if you guys want to see any dragons, go ahead and post in chat. You guys have seen my rosters before, but in case you are new, here is my roster. So the crowns, again, mean they're expert. If you are a newer player and you weren't really quite sure what that means, so the crown means they're expert. So we have expert Desi, we have Aster, we have Zaru, the flying monkey. Borgian is not expert yet. I believe he's 41 or 42. 42. My seasoned dragon. How's it? I have expert Faye now. Achilles and Ostros, Phasmos. My Canaris is the super low level. I was just kind of baking XP and then I gave up. And then I have expert Algor. So post in chat if there's a particular dragon you're curious about, or if you like me to run a dragon, or if you want me to switch back to my alt. And we'll talk again with a diverse roster with this account showing. You can definitely see that this roster is very much geared towards hunters. In wars in Sapphire 1, I'm very much expected to be able to take down bases in the 300s is what I'm flying against. So, you know, anything in the low 300s to like high 300s is definitely where I have to sit. So I typically like hunters because I can make a better lead with cloaking and poke holes in the bases and things like that. And you can also see how's it still on my account. Faye is fantastic, does a lot of damage. Achilles and Ostros is the best cleanup dragon there is if every mage tower is down. So Achilles and Ostros has the spell Southern Cross, which does completely destroys a max level tower. And it also gives rage back, so it's fantastic. Phasmos I keep there for Spell Flux to get rid of a red mage if necessary. And then Algor I have just because I felt like I needed a warrior on my roster, and he's the best warrior I got. So that's why he's there. Oh, Amarok family. Oh, yeah. So Amarok family, if you're talking about which is the best, we can talk about the different dragons that have the Amarok skin. Let's go all the way back here. So Hantu is the first dragon we see that has the Amarok skin, if this is what you're talking about. So he looks like Amarok. He's pretty okay, but like I said, warriors are decent at the lower level because we don't have a ton of spells. But not my favorite dragon, but he does okay. Let's see if I can remember. And then, I'm gonna crash. Yep, called it. Twilight says, what dragon, where should you be dragon-wise at level 53? I think that you should be at least starting your greens at level 53. So I'd really love to see somebody with greens have rares and epic greens and starting to touch your green legendaries before you hit 60 for sure. Coach. That is what I meant. Okay, yep. So let's take a look at the rest. Sorry about the crash, guys. SPG. So we looked at hand 2 is the first one that we see. The next one we see is Amarok himself, the Night Dragon. So fantastic. Do you not realize, Bo, or Bubo, are you Bubo? I'm going to call you Bubo. Bubo, my addiction to coffee, my Starbucks app and me are BFFs. Oh my gosh. Hey, Zeus! I love it, love it. So Amarok is clearly a better dragon in hand 2 because now we have max spells. One of the things that makes Amarok so fantastic is his double resist. His ability to avoid damage there with the explosive shield deal a little bit more damage. And then there is a research that means when you press cure poison, you're actually healing just a little bit more. So that is fantastic if you have that research done. I love Amarok. Equip another resist on him and he's just a beast. The next one we have is Danzig. So there has been a change to the natural vampiric touch spell since I had Danzig, so I can't really speak of how super useful he is, unfortunately, because of that. But the downfall to Danzig is he's got all blue spells just like Amarok, but he has one resist, and that is a terrible resist a ballista. So definitely not a great dragon here, but this is the same skin, and I believe that's it for Amarok's branch. Yeah. Except for, let's switch accounts. So the last one of Amarok's branch would be Zamorak. And so Zamorak is kind of like Amarok on steroids plus Hugin. So it's fun. Jojo coffee is the thing here in Japan. Liquid, oh my gosh. That sounds delicious. I love me some coffee, yo. The last Amarok type skin dragon would be Zamorak, which again is like, he looks like Amarok on steroids, where we just took Amarok and just threw a bunch of shit at him and made him insane. So it's like the evolved version, I guess. And so I love Zamorak spells, and you guys know that. So he has Mystic Winds, which is similar to what we just saw in Danzig with Windwall, except for this one is white and does reverse mage projectiles. We have Northern Lights, which is kind of a play on Amarok's explosive shield and Danzig's explosive shields. We have one amazing resist, like Amarok had a great resist as well, or one resist like Danzig just had one. And then Superheated Breath, which is fantastic because this makes up for the warrior's super weaknesses, which is not being able to deal enough damage. So, love this dragon. I think this is the last one in Amarok's little family. So, I hope that covers what you wanted to see, Diamond. So, that's all the dragons that have Amarok's skin. I think Amarok is the best of the traditional ones for the skin, and I really love Zamorak. Let's see. Diamond says, do you know that they're making water bars, pretty much water in a package like Mars? What? Mars bar? I don't understand Mars bars. I'm confused now. Zamorak equals Amarok on the crack pipe. Oh yeah. I love Zamorak though. He is a lot of fun. So Twilight, I'm glad that you and Supa agreed too. So they're making Mars bars pretty much water in a package. Really? That's interesting. Curious. I'm like all in this weird outfit today. I'm like in my art teacher, like super huge flowy shirt, and I feel like my art teacher self today. So this is fun. Okie dokie here. Let's go see if we can do some, how about we do some token missions, guys? How about that? So we have Zamorak, Nightshade, and Scorchel. Easy peasy. So we're going to find a max level base. Or max XP base, sorry. Steal stuff. Here we go. Let's fly Zamorak. So because it's an XP run and Zamorak is only in platinum tier, which is really low tier, well, a lower tier for me, I'm not going to do any resist on him. I'm just going to bring my main account as backup. So that way I can get my max XP. Let's be friends. Oh, cute. So I'm watching for those mage super shots here to do that. Around the corner, I don't have a blue, so I'm probably going to use Northern Lights. I could just like it. Twilight, we're like twinsies. I love it. So you see those little rage marks around all the towers. As soon as the tower is destroyed, I get more rage from it. You can see that little bump up there, which is fab. Don't we love that, guys? Take down that blue. Get our... There we go. Destroy all the things. Stay alive. He's doing pretty well for a platinum right now. I really want you to take me on an XP run for that 40k. What's your max XP, Diamond? So don't forget that you guys can do research in the Hall of Research to actually increase your XP. So we'll pull up that research here in a second. Research gets pretty expensive once you're using green eggs, but there's definitely some lower tier research that you can do. So we'll pull that up next, okay? Ooh, did not pop that shield up soon enough, did I? We can die. We can die right here. Ah, that's okay. So we left those rage marks, and that means when my main account follows here, it is going to see those rage marks as well. My main needs to use resurrection still because I'm a slacker, so we're going to pull up, let's say, 5k. Yeah, so when you level up, if you guys aren't familiar with Amoeba's website, it is amoebastudios.com/dragon. You should be really familiar. Bookmark that site. It's amazing. What Amoeba does is he pulls game files, and he will show you all the data that you need. So on there, you can see the player level info. You can see what level you need to reach and how much your next max XP will be. And it's a lot of fun. And that helps you with fortification to know what level you want to hit, when your dragons are going to uncap, when you'll get more XP, things like that. So it's a lot of fun. You can see all of these rage marks coming around the corner. I already have max rage bars here on my Aster. So I'm going to use resurrection real quick. Not because I need it, but because I need to use the spell. And hope that we can finish here and use it one more time so I can finish using or getting my token mission done on my main account. So boop, 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 boop. Where can you find? Yep, I'll pull that up just a second. Let me use resurrection once. There you go. Okay. I'll grab that and post it in chat real quick. So, where's my chat box? There you are. There you go. So if you click on that link there, it'll take you to Amoeba Studios. If you do have the means to do so, I recommend donating like $1 or $2 if you have. Amoeba no longer plays the game, so he does all of this free, so you can check there. And so if we pull up, let me actually see, let me do this for you guys. Hold on, give me a hot second, okay? I'm going to pull this up so we can look at this together. How's that sound? So I'm going to put you on my Switch device's screen so I can pull this up so you guys don't have to see all my crap as I pull this up. So give me a second. So we'll talk about Amoeba real quick. Doop. Get rid of all of these, pull up Amoeba. Okay. Put this over here. Doop. Max this out. Sorry. There we go. And we're also going to zoom in. Sorry, prepping this for you guys. All right. Let's take a look over here. So this, now you can see on the stream, this is what Amoeba's website looks like. I really recommend you look at this. So again, it is amoebastudios.com/dragon. Here, I'll pop that up just a little bit bigger so we can see it better for you guys. No app creeping. Faux show. So this is on my computer, obviously you can see. So along the top, you guys can see my arrow down here. Sorry, I don't have like a highlighted arrow or anything. I wasn't planning on doing this. So we can see along the top, we have information we can click. And if we scroll down, you have the option to see all of the dragons. So if you want to see what dragons you can breed next, you can toggle and click what dragons you have, and then type in the name of your dragon, or you can leave everything empty and see every option to get that dragon. So let's say you really want to get Amarok. You could do this. We type in Amarok there, push breed, and it comes up with every single possibility to breed Amarok. Tells you how many tokens it's going to cost, things like that. And when you're breeding, you can even type in how many frags of Amarok you already have, and it'll adjust the token cost for you on the website. So, love Amoeba. Thank you so much. Again, if you have the means to donate, I make sure I donate to Amoeba at least every other month. to help him with the server costs of keeping the website up, because again, he doesn't play the game anymore. So we really love that Amoeba does this for us. So let's take a quick look on the different things we can see on Amoeba. So under the Dragons tab, what we can do is we can see every dragon. We can see their minimum level in order to use it. We can see what their damage, their health, how much the healing time is, how much food it costs to level up, how much XP you need to level up, what den level you need, what your storage needs to be, and what the general attack power is. And we can press collapse all. And we can easily scroll down and you can see that each dragon is color-coded to its tier, which makes it really easy. And if I want to click Gorgonas here, I can click and Gorgonas' tab pops up, or can click again and make it go away. I can also click the spells tab here. If you want to know what each spell does, you can go in. It'll give you some stats here. So you can see under explosive shields, we have how much the damage is, what the radius is, if it's big or small, what the shield amount, how much damage it takes, things like that. So if you're really curious about a spell, you can click and see this the information there. If we click buildings, again, we can collapse all. We can see every single building in the game. So let's say you want to check when your den uncaps next. If we click den, you can see we have level of the den, the minimum level for players, what storage you need, how much it costs, and obviously it takes 3 seconds each time. And we get no XP, pardon me. So if you're looking like, oh, when do I get to uncap my dragons? We're currently level 70. See that 77 is next. Hey, Mac! So this is fantastic. You can take a look here and see requirements for that. Storage, your breeding castle, your foraging, everything. Then we can take a look at layout. This is a really cool tool. If you want to hang out with your teammates and you can kind of design bases here, you can either click on it down here and change it. You can change the level. You can save the base, and if you save the base, you can send a link to your friends and to your teammates to show them what you're designing. You can take a look at every single rune in the game. It tells you how much it costs to level up each rune, how much it costs to salvage it, or how much you get for salvaging it, how much you get for equipping, things like that. Thank you for following, Scarlet. Then, what else? What was the other thing we were talking about? Game level, runes, leveling up. Oh, I knew we were talking about something. Where can you find that? Oh, okay, so what we were talking about, so that would be game info. So, you could see the drop rate of rewards when you attack towers. If you want to get breeding eggs, or eggs for breeding, you can see all of those there. You can see a couple of defense statistics. The minion target priority, this is only for Summon Warrior. This is not for Dodo Guardian. So it hits Mage Towers first, then it'll do Treb and Ballista, and so she shows you the priority. Number of bookmarks you can have, blah, blah, blah. Level stats. So this tells you how much resources you can transfer, your max XP, the minimum level to do token missions, and then how much XP it takes to level up. So if we were to take a look under, let's see, max XP is this column here. So let's take a look if I was level 84. Let's look there. So if I was 84, you can see right here across the board that my max XP before research is 7,274. And if I want to get more XP, I have to hit 86. So you can see those different levels there. So Amoeba is a great resource. Please go to Amoeba. You can bookmark. It is amoebastudios.com/dragon. I posted it in the chat. Hey again, Texas. So please consider donating. Like it says, he's received $65 this month. Yay, which covers his server cost of $40 a month. So really, please consider helping out Amoeba. Coolio. So we talked about Amoeba. Now I'm going to get rid of this so we don't have to see Amoeba anymore. I'm going to pull up my alt account again. There we go. So let's take a look at research and we'll talk about XP. 3 cheers for Amoeba. Yes, I absolutely love Amoeba. All the big players use Amoeba religiously. How I make breeding pals is completely using Amoeba's game files. So he's fun. Let's take a look at research. So research starts using extra eggs. So let's say you have your first green tier dragon. You're like, hey, why don't I have a green egg? That's extra egg. So after you breed, let's say Garzev for the first time, the next time that you get like extra fragments towards a dragon you already have, once you finish an extra egg, an egg of a dragon you already have, that goes and becomes a research egg or a builder's hut egg. Those are the only two things that use eggs. So you can go through, there are different things on here, like you can see this research right here is Hunter Violence, which increases the damage of my Hunter Dragons, which is fun. This little symbol is my favorite research, Dragon Discipline. Dragon Discipline gives you more XP. There, I think, are 5 or 6 different Dragon Discipline researches throughout the branches you can go. So there are also a lot of great things, like you can see enhanced healing mark. You can see up here my archer attack speed. And if we keep scrolling through, I can get more starting rage. So that's why I start with so much rage compared to what you did at the very first level. And then if you keep going through, we can see another Dragon Discipline, so 7% there. Keep scrolling through, we can see another Dragon Discipline. So really check out the research, but once you get to green tier, it gets expensive, things like that. And then the last Dragon Discipline I have is over here in green. So those are the Dragon Disciplines I have, which is why my max XP is higher than just the base XP that Amoeba will show on his website. So research does play a factor, and Amoeba does not factor in any research into his game files, so you just have to add that on there. So Texas says, question, is ice okay around farms? I read that it slows the dragon down. It can be. I think it really depends on what your goal is. So it's hard to say. For my alt account and for my main account, I typically like red mages. That purely is for war, is I don't want people to use Crumble to Dust right away if I can. I think the best towers to have around farms would be red or ice towers. Ice turrets, sorry. Storm towers can be pretty good. I don't know. I think there's pros and cons, or trebs to slow them down. Pros and cons to everything. I don't think there's a bad choice. So if you have a high level ice that's already there, yeah, put it with your farm. See if it helps. And do some experimenting, see what's best for you. So yeah, Dopesh, I make sure that I have at least 4 or a couple rage researches done so I can start with more rage instead of having to wait. So rage and XP research are definitely the top 2 to get. So we are going to go... Do you do base checks? Yeah, I do quick little base checks. I will give you as much information as I can, and if you want some more detailed information, you can check back with me in another stream or hit me up in game, and I'm happy to give you a little bit more details there. But yeah. So send me a message in game. We're currently on my alt account, which means you should send a message to the Red Delilah, the same name that I have on Twitch. So shoot me a message. I'll help you out as much as I can. Just remember that my base of ice is very biased towards my own base and my own defending style, my own experiences. And so I'll give you the best I can, but there are always many options that you can do for bases. The only things that are not an opinion based on mine is shorter the better, and you don't want to build evenly, meaning you don't want all of your towers to be the same level. So if we take a look, my base, my front towers are 35, which is the max I can build right now. My back towers are 25. So you want to have like kind of your strong section first. So that's those are the 2 facts that everyone agrees on, is shorter, better, and don't build evenly. So that's that. Shoot me a message in game. Again, it is the Red Delilah, and as soon as that pops up here, I am happy to check you out if you want to do that now. So yeah, that's it. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, so let's go take a look at Winter Boy here. Okay. So I love, love, love that you have all of your towers, most of your towers on the Long Island. That is my favorite to see. Okay. Let's take a look. So your flak is protected by the storm and by the ice, which I really like. It's protected the blue. It is out of range of the red, so if you notice that your flak cannon's being destroyed really, really fast, you could do kind of like a switch around where you put your flak cannon in the center of your base, so it's protected by the ice, the storm, and the red. But if it's working right now in your replays, keep it the way it is, because you do have a Rage Drain Island, which I love. I like your diversity on the Long Island. I like your combination of double mages. I would, let's see, would you switch your fire flak and your fire turret? The reason is the fire flak actually has a longer range, so it's not like the flak cannon. It's more like an archer. So I would switch it with your fire turret or something like that, so it can do more damage further away. Oh, no, wait. Hold on, I take that back. 2 options. You can put it further back because it has a longer range, but when it gets destroyed, it does deal damage, and no, leave it where it is. So I want to see how this works, because when the fire flak is destroyed, it deals damage, like it explodes. And so if your I think the dragon will be closer to it, and it might deal more damage. So yeah, exactly what you're saying in chat. The explosion doesn't go as far. So keep it that way. And if you think the explosion is doing a lot of damage to the towers or a lot of damage to the dragons, keep it right there. But if you notice that the explosion is doing like that much damage, like very, very minimal, might consider switching it. But fire flaks are so new that I don't know that yet, so I'm very curious to see how that works. So hit me up, let me know. I love that your lightnings are in the back. I love, love, love that, because they have the longest range. I like the diversity in towers. I love that you have your farms on that island. Do you have a warrior on the Sea Gazer perch? I'm curious. I think that's, is it warrior? I think that's a symbol for more HP. Dude, Winter Boy, I love your base. I think this is fantastic. So I really like this. So let's see. Mecha saying, I'd swap Red Mage 22 and the Back Lightning for longer reach. Oh, that's a really good idea. So, this guy's cool, very cool. So I really like Mech's idea, so that's great. Mech is really good at base setups. So I agree, so swap the red so it's in back. So I think what Mech's saying, so it's on the very back slot, like similar how you have the first red mage, put it in the same spot in the back part. Then your lightnings will have more reach, and then I think your reds will cover a little bit more. I think that's what Mech's saying. He can post in chat whether that's what he's saying or not, but yeah, so all red mages on one side. So looking at the screen, the red mage is currently on the right, and I'd put it the very far back left like Mech is saying. I really, really love that. So then your lightning towers would be in a row. This is a great base, Winter Boy. I'm really impressed with this so far. So keep an eye on the flat... Do you hear the puppy? So keep an eye on the flat cannon. If your dark flak is dying, consider putting it in the center so it's covered by the red. See how that goes. I'm not sure how you're doing right now. But otherwise, I love this. This is so great. This is so much fun. I love it. Great base. Great base. Do you hear the puppy? He sees something outside. What are your thoughts on my base? I built it, but just started build up recently. So, Wiki Butterfly, are you in stream right now? That'll make it a lot easier so I can chat instead of sending you a message back. So, let's take a look at your base, and I'd really love it if you could post in chat to make sure that you're in stream right now. So, that's no puppy. Sounds like a man-eater. Okay. I'm going to get my puppy and actually a glass of water real quick. So, Wiki Butterfly, if you're in chat, please post and say that you're here so I can make sure I'm talking to you. If not, I'll send you a message back. Or if you're not here, then you won't hear this anyway. So make sure you're here. I'm going to go get another glass of water. You guys can hear that my voice is getting scratchy. So I'm going to get a glass of water. I'll come back with my big dog. So be right back. Don't go anywhere, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, guys. This is the super big boy. You guys be hearing bark. Ugh. He's super dirty because he was in digging with his sister in our garden. But this is the big boy. You say hi, Conan. Are you a good boy? Are you a good boy, Conan? Okay. I'm a big puppy. I like to jig. And I like war dragons. I like food. And I like attention. So this is Conan the Barbarian. This is my 1.5-year-old golden doodle. You guys have seen Xena. She's really jealous of attention right now that Conan's getting. But my dogs are super, super sweet. So this is the big boy Barker that you hear. And the Yipper is my puppy. Are you ready to go down now, Conan? Look at him. He's got such a little dumb face. I love my dumb face animals. Xena's actually right between my legs now. Look at him. Good boy. See their eyes? Are you furry? Like I said, he's dirty. I gave them an impromptu bath while I was watching Coach's stream earlier today because they were digging, but all right, go. Ready? Ugh. You're going to sit right there and hang out? Come here, Xena got a lot more dirty, so I had to rinse her off a little bit more. But here is Z. Say hi, Xena. Hi. Look at her supreme old man face right now because she got wet. Do you have old man face? Huh? Is this your old man face? This is Xena. She'll get just as big as him. So there you go. They're free. Hey, Wiki. Happy to see you. Thanks for following. Okay. Just in time. So puppies are gone now. They're running away and hopefully a bit happier. There we go. So let's take a look at your base. Okie dokie. So first thing I see in your base is that your first island is lightning towers, but they are your lower level towers, which means that if I was flying against your base, I could just leave a lower level lightning for my follow to build up rage. So let me again say that this is by no means like the best advice in the world. This is just my opinion. Hopefully we can get Mech, who is also in chat, a fantastic base designer, in there to comment as well. So let me give you my basic rundown here. I would recommend that you put your highest level towers. Do you mind if I take a moment to draw a picture? I might not show you the picture, but it's easier to get my thought process together when I draw a picture. So, doop. I draw these all the time in my team chat, and I love talking with people about base designs because I really love learning new things. I learn a lot of new things like from Mech, from Merzi on the forums, from just a lot of other base builders. So it's always great to have differing opinions because then we can learn from one another. So I'm just chatting while I draw a picture so I can kind of bring my thoughts together. I have a very particular view on flat cannons, so I'm going to just talk to you about that. Where's Coach's base builder when you need it? So yeah, so bear with me. What I'm going to do, let's do, flak there. If we do storm, what was your storm? 31. Ice, 33. If we do some blues. Ooh, one blue is going to be rough, darling. Do you have, Wiki Butterfly, do you have any blues building or in storage or anything like that? And if so, what level are they? Or do you just have the 2, the 25 and the 27? I would use Amoeba Coach, but that takes me way too long because all the clicking. I'm super slow at Amoeba, that's why I draw, because I'm impatient as hell. I'll read what Mech said in just a second. I'm not sold on what to do with the fire flak, to be honest. But we'll get there. I'll do fire. And 28. Let's see if Mech agrees with me. We'll see. And then put Red. Ice. Do you have, it's that 33, that 33. So Mech says, missing blue mage at the beginning of long middle, yep. Need to upgrade farms mills ASAP, agreed. Eliminate all towers under 25, basically last islands, so no, okay. Okay, so you do have a blue in storage, okay. Hey, Adam. Okay, so I am going to show you my main base real quick here, Wiki. Yeah, I'll take a look at yours again, Twilight. So I'm going to switch so I can show you a little example of how I would set up your long, because I would set it up pretty similar to mine is right now, just because this is the base layout I really obviously prefer. I agree with Mech, you really need to start trimming down your base. I would store your lowest 5 towers, which would include a that 20 storm. I would store the 20 trebuchet, the 20 archers, those 3. I would store the 25 cannon on your small, and maybe a mage. We'll see. So those 5 I would definitely store. Your lowest 5 towers. I would put your lightning turrets at the back of your last long island, which is where your farms and mills currently are back there. Put all of your lightnings there. You could kind of choose if you want to put farms in the small or farms at the beginning of your back island. Both are great places to put, but put them together. So beginning here where that 22 is, or on your long, I could show you 2 different ways. And then let's talk about the small island and stuff. So yeah, what Mech said, 3 is plenty of lightning, so that's a really good idea. So this is my alt account, and I could show you the 2 good places to put farms. You can put them right here, or you can see how I have my farms at the back here. And then I put my nonsense towers behind. When I finally level up and build flat cannons, because I have 0 flat cannons on my alt, I'm going to put all of my lightnings, which are currently over here. My lightnings are going to be at the back of my long over there. Let's take a quick look at my main so I can show you what I'm talking about for the long island. I would mimic my long. I can show you Mech's island as well. Mech is a good base. So if you see, this is my preferential long island display and setup, but it only works with one particular setup for one reason. So if we take a look here, we'll look at it as if we're flying. So when you hit it, here, you can see that my flat cannon is protected by a red, a blue, an ice, and a storm. That is ideal in my opinion. It makes it much, much, much harder to take down that flat cannon. I have my fire flag a little bit further back, but again, I'm not sold on that. But I do have 2 fires total, 2 ices total on that island. I have my farms and mills on here. As you can see, I have a warrior of kaiju to raise the hit points on my farms and mills just a little bit. And to reiterate what we learned last night, if you destroy the perch, the bonus from the perch is gone. And if we come around the corner, I have my remaining strongest towers here in front, which include like a 39 and things, but then a lower level cannon. These are just like my last resort. If that dragon has a sliver of health left, that's why I have these there, and it's for war purely, to try to take them down as much as I can. You will see the very first thing you hit is Rage Drain. So the only way that my base works with a single red on the long island is because I'm making the assumption that my attacker is not going to have any rage when it hits me. If it did have rage, I would really want to consider putting a second red at the back of my long to protect it if you don't have a Rage Drain island there. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So my in-game names are Red and The Red Delilah. So you can see here, this is the account we're on, The Red Delilah. The segment is over there on the bottom of my screen. I also want to take a look at Mech Space, if he's okay with that, and he better be okay with that, because he can deal with it. So rather have stronger towers first. Yes, the reason why that I prefer stronger towers first is if you have a weak tower, I'll show you actually in a second. But if you have a weak tower at the front, and if let's say you're attacking in war, even for raids, the first attacker could leave one of your weak towers, just leave it behind, and then keep flying to destroy the rest of your base. And then the second dragon comes through, either their second or their assist, starts at that weak tower, and it goes through and starts there and builds up all this rage until they hit your back towers. So it gives them more time to use their spells. Let's go find Mech. We love Mech. And yes, I do what I want, as usual. Okay, so this is Mech Space. This is another setup that... Mech, what's going on? Why does your flag not have a storm? It bothers me. But some things that I really agree with about Mech's base is he has those 2 lightning turrets or 2 lightning towers there. He's got the double red. He's got 1 blue, which I think is pretty okay for his level right now. But I would definitely say for my mains base and for higher levels, you need to protect yourself against House It, because if you're high level and House It can set up your base, that's an issue. Mech says, no storm, lol, it's built for AI instead of war. Oh, okay. So this is his AI base setup, so it's not built for active defense. Anyway, these are things, but one thing you'll notice is he also has the Rage Drain, which works really well for defending. It helps a lot. So last things last, if you take a look at Mech's levels of his towers, it really is helpful. So at the front of it, you can see he has his... puppies are playing. You can see that he has his higher level towers at the front, and so he's building like a cluster of high levels, and then they get smaller as you go back. So you should do the same thing for yourself, Wiki, and everyone else. Pick your 5 best towers, make those as high level as you can before you build anything else, so don't build evenly. So sorry that's not super specific, Wiki. Try to take that to heart, see how it goes. Strongest towers in front, so see how it goes. All right, let's go take a look here. So I'll switch to my main account here. Oh, it's not working. So let's switch to my main. There's a couple of you that are sending me messages there. Boop, 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 boop. Oops. Switching. So the base that's going to pop up on your screen here shortly is Twilight's base. There it goes. Okie dokie. Twilight, you know I love that Rage Drain Island. Okay. Twilight, I would recommend putting that storm where that cannon is. See, I think that would be helpful. I really like having storms on the long islands. That's my preference. Some people could disagree. I don't think your base is bad by any means. I like what's going on. I really like that you're doing your strength towers there. Building up that flak should be priority number 1 for you, that dark flak cannon. But I think you're doing a great job with your base. There are some different versions that you could try if you want. So like putting the storm where the cannon is. You could put the storm with your farms and mills there. That could be really helpful. But really, I really like what you're doing, and I like the diversity of your towers. I think that you're having a good time. Oh, sorry, Jack, I missed that question. So what about totems? I think it depends on your level. I don't think they're as useful at the low level because what's hitting you really changes. What I did for my level is I built an earth totem. That's to make sure that my base can't be used for House It. So I really wanted to stop House It on my base to make it even harder for people to use him to set up on my base. But we'll see. What the problem is for me in wars is what I built my base for, is just for my team to use in wars as much as I can. So House It's been the biggest issue, and if I can keep them from sanding my whole base, it usually works out better. So I have it up to make sure House It does even less damage than he normally does. But that's at my level. I think if you're below 150, I think having a totem for House It's, but I would save your Elemental Embers right now for flat cannons if you don't already have a totem, unless you're trying to get fortification points without leveling. So pros and cons, but I think Elemental Embers are best used for turrets right now. All right, let's go back. You guys are so sweet. I love you. All right, we have another mail here I saw. So let's see, this is Charizard99. So if you are in chat right now, I'd really love for you to post in chat just so I know that you're here, so I don't mess up and talk about advice here and you have no idea that I'm even giving you advice because you're not in chat. Alright, so if Charizard99 is in here, please let me know. I'm not sure if having the Fire Flak, let's see, I built an ice one when they first came out, picked against Amaranth and Terran. I've been thinking about removing it to place the Fire Flak. I think it could definitely be useful. A lot of times I think that another tower is better than a totem, is my personal opinion. So give it a go, right? And I think Elemental Embers are so rare now that the flat cannons should take priority. Okay, so Charizard, I'm really hoping that you'll post in chat to say that you're here, just so I can make sure I'm giving you accurate advice, but we'll talk about the base anyway. So, it's slightly evenly built, but I definitely think that you could do some changes and keep buffing up certain towers. I would switch your fire and ice turret, so your ice turret's behind it and your fire fires first, and your ice can still protect your flat cannon. I would put your red mage, that level 18 red mage that's at the very back, Twilight, I said that I loved your base. I think it's doing great, and I think any modifications you do could be very slight. So Twilight, I said you could put your Storm where your cannon is instead, or your Storm with your farms. That could be some options that if you want to try those, but otherwise you're doing really well. So anyway, sorry about this, Charizard. I hope that you're okay. You aren't. Oh, that's you, Diamond Tiger. Perfect. So, I would switch your ice and your fire to see if that works. To see if you can get that fire turret to fire, or that fire cannon, fire turret to fire just a little bit faster to get some damage down. I would put your back red mage, I'd put it in the center to protect, and put your lightning towers, like Mech said, all the way on this one side. So they're one where your level 12 Fireflat currently is, and one where your 18 mage currently is. Put the red in the center. Like that you have the double mages there. Like I said, I'm not sure if that fire flag is the most useful thing. So if you're planning on leveling that up a lot, I think it could be a really good placement for that. We'll see how it works. I'm curious, but overall, I think you're doing pretty good. So just a slight switch around of what you got, and remember not to build super evenly. And last things last, make sure your farms and mills are all together. So I would either put your farms and mills all together on your small island with your perch, or put your farms and mills all the way at the very front of your last long island. So that way it's harder for them to take that down. Because remember, if they can't take down your farms and mills, that means they can't finish your base for wars. That also means that if they don't destroy your farms and mills, they don't get the resources that are in the farms and mills. Yeah. And a message to everyone, make sure your farms and mills are maxed. This is the event to do so. Check your farms and mills. Make sure they are maxed as much as they can. Jack says, I love Pixel streams because they're so much more personal and interactive. I'm glad. I think one of the differences between mine and Pixel streams is she has hundreds of people on there. So I think it is a little bit harder for her to go back and forth with her chat constantly because the chat just moves. So I have that advantage because there's only about 25 to 35 of us on this stream typically right now at a time. So that's one of our advantages. Twilight says, I know I'm leveling that up to move it there. Oh, perfect, Twilight. I'm so glad. You are all over this. Great. Tony! Tony's awake. So we gave Tony a shout out earlier. Let's go back and talk about Tony because we love to talk about Tony. And then we will go take a look. Let's see if there's any other messages from you guys. Nope. So let's go take a look at Tony. We'll talk about Tony now since he's here. So this is Tony. He's Love Santa Monica in chat. Tony Wren, he's lovely, such a sweetheart. He is the leader of a team named Aria, and I know that we have a few Aria people on here. They're currently in Platinum 1. If you are looking for a fantastic, really active team to grow in, to learn from, and you're kind of sick of a team that doesn't talk, or that everyone doesn't do their wars, or everyone doesn't do events, things like that, really consider a move to Aria. Aria is a steadily growing team. They're a lot of fun. He is really starting to encourage a lot more activity in the team. And so you also have the advantage of having a fantastic leader who is so selfless that he'll help you on runs, and he'll give you advice, and he'll find out information for you if you want. So this would be a really great pace for people to learn. And as you guys can see, that the Lady Red, this is my third account, I'm sorry that's not active, is there just kind of placeholding for Tony to help out if I can in wars. But consider Aria, they're a lot of fun. So if you're looking for a switch to a really active team, definitely send Tony a message and consider Aria. All right, let's check up. Kanaras, please. You guys want to see Tony's kin die? Isn't that so cruel? She'll tell kin to get ready. So, it's Kanara. Oh my gosh. Okay, Tony. Let's play the Kanara game. So, for those of you who have never seen the Kanara team or the Kanara game, we're talking about the advantage of Rage Drain Islands. We're talking about how there's a differentiation in your dragons. So you want to have different dragons on your roster to take different kinds of bases. And we've talked about this all stream. So having diversity here really makes the roster better. So if I see a base that has a ton of ice turrets, hey, I'm going to pull in my Aster here because I know I have ice resist, and that makes a difference. Or if I see a base that, I don't know, has no blue mages whatsoever, I'm going to use House It because of his blue spells. Or if I I see one that is pretty easy to go and has a lot of lightning. So I'm going to pull a Fae because of the lightning resist. So there's a lot of advantages to having a diverse roster that's all strong dragons. So that way you can pick the dragons best suited for the situation. In the lower tiers, so I'm saying not counting Obsidian, there is never going to be a one dragon is the best dragon ever and can clear every single base your level. That doesn't exist, guys. I'm super sorry. You really need to have a diverse roster for multiple situations. So the difference is in like Obsidian, obviously Nectua is wrecking stuff right now in Obsidian, but most of us aren't in the Obsidian tier except for Tony. So have a diverse roster so you can make a choice best suited depending on the base setup. So that way you're not limited to fly a certain way. That also goes to having different types of dragons. So you guys obviously know I love hunters, so that's my preference. It is not a debatable fact that hunters are the best class at the high tiers. At the lower tiers, it's warriors, sorcerers, and hunters are kind of at the end. But around 84, 90s, and platinum, it switches, and hunters really become the superior class just due to spells. So sorcerers are wonderful because of their spells. Hunters are great if you can avoid damage and deal high fast damage. And then you can see my least favorite class, but I make sure I always have one on here, is a warrior. So having a diverse roster fit every situation that you need. So Tigger here says, they changed the layout. Can you have another check? Yeah, we'll check, see if I can get down there to the end of the stream. I know I promote Arya quite a bit, but I really have a lot of faith in that team, and I don't support people unless I believe in them, and I really believe that Tony's got a great team going right now. I know, Faye. Anxious that took my wood. No, that guy's descending. You bet, crack me up. All right, Tony, whenever you're ready, Boo Bear, let's have some fun, shall we? Come and hit me, Boo Bear. We'll have a good time, and then we'll take a look at Tigger's base again. I love when Tony hits me. So this is going to be an example of picking the dragons best for the situation. So if you have an assumption that somebody's going to defend, so if they have a lot of resources, or if you're hitting in war, make the assumption that they are going to defend. So Tony obviously knows I'm going to defend. So seeing that I have a Rage Drain Island means that Tony really should be careful about using a sorcerer, because I'm going to steal all his rage. You guys can see him dropping boosts. So as soon as he hits my long island here, he's not going to have any rage left. And I'm already prepped with, I'll see if we can drop 3 hammers or less to hit what needs to hit. The Kanaris Dodo targets the storm first. So that is 3 hammers dropped on my account there. Trying to get that flag powered up constantly. And that was an expert Kanaris. So expert, guys, and I don't have a maxed base. So Tony's a great flyer. It just, the situation doesn't make Kanaris good. So don't assume that one dragon, especially divines, are just going to power through everything. So diversity! Yay! Oh, Jack, it's been so much fun hanging out with you. So I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you later, Jack. So Diamond says, resist is not good if you have a weak dragon on a higher level player. Not necessarily. I think it really depends, like how different it is, and depends on the tier. Resists make a big difference though. So remember that resists mean you're going to take 70% less damage from the resisted tower. So let's say if we have a tower like fire or ice and resisting that makes a difference. So when we're flying against a high level tower, we cannot attack the tower we have a resist on and focus on the towers that are dealing a little bit more damage. So pros and cons. It doesn't make it amazing, but definitely pros and cons. So Tigger wants us to take another look at his. So let's pull up here. We'll go see if it's changed. Sometimes it takes a little bit for the server to hit it, but we'll see. Nope, it still looks the same. So we can check it out tomorrow on stream if you want, Tigger, Diamond Tigger. So that way we can make sure it's changed. Sometimes it just takes a little bit longer for it to reach the server changes. Oh, you guys crack me up. You guys are so much fun. Let's see if they're talking about that. Let's see. So pull up what I just said. I was talking with my alt account. So they were just talking about how the battle room was full and they were trying to defend me. So that's another great thing about having a super active team. So shout out to Zeus, who helped me defend, one of my lovely teammates, my Greek teammate over there. Having an active team is really key. So if you find that the activity on your team is really lacking, you don't have a lot of people online, your activity rating is pretty low, consider a switch of teams. Don't be a team hopper, but an active team and a team that talks together is a team that does well together. To exemplify that, you can take a look at our team activity here. Rulith is almost always 100 out of 100. Occasionally we drop to like 99, but I only keep active players on the team, and I do make exceptions for people that are having some life things going on, as long as they communicate with me. But then you can see going through my roster that we have a lot of very actives and actives going on, and this really makes team chat a lot more fun. Because we can do stuff. So yeah, Super, we ride together, we die together. Having an active team is fantastic, so make sure you do that. So what we're going to do, my voice is getting a little scraggly right now, so super sorry about that. But today is Friday, so we streamed at 11 a.m. today. We do stream tomorrow. It is a later stream, so it's 6 p.m. on Saturday. I will see you guys again. If you want to come hang out with me, ask me more questions about fortification, I can show you how I'm doing. I'm going to keep building and stuff. We'll do some raiding. We could talk about the seasons, whatever you guys like, and basically just talk about dragons and hang out with dragons, guys. And I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on with my life. See if Creators Faction gets back to me about Creators Faction. Sorry, Tony, that you missed most of the stream. We've been going now for how long, guys? 2.5 hours. We are approaching 2.5 hours of streaming today. So, of course, on my Twitch channel, you can click videos and see all my previous streams. All my streams are now actually also going to my YouTube page. So my YouTube name is the exact same as it is here. It is The Red Delilah. You can check out my YouTube channel and see all my previous streams there and leave comments if you like it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. I post updates on Twitter. I endorse another streamer, Coach J Pop. If you don't already follow him, he is fabulous. So follow Coach on Twitter or on Twitch as well. Give him a like, a thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter for updates, for questions I ask you, PGs, for fun, crazy stuff that's going on in my life, I guess. For stream updates, for stream warnings. I always give about an hour heads up before I stream so that we can get your stuff together as I'm prepping for stream. And all in all, it's just a lot of fun to hang out with you guys. So, again, as always, it has been so much fun hanging out with you. And I really hope to see you guys again tomorrow. And if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a mail. I'm always happy to chat. So, love you guys. Have a good day.